Welcome into the Chemistry Podcast, episode number
313, baby. Yoink.
Yoink.
Halloween season has arrived, just so all y'all know.
Well, that's why I brought.
It's scary.
That's
out.
why I brought the orange from Bench Clears. Bench
It's
Clears,
scary.
baby. Use our promo code Chemistrick. BenchClears.com. Get yourself a tank, and if it's too cold to wear it, you can put it over a hoodie.
It's scary out. Scary season. It's scary
Maybe
season
where you
right
are.
now.
with all the-
It's dry as
all the
fuck here in
crime-
St. Louis.
All the crime you have out by you.
No, there is crime. Turn that goddamn phone off. There is crime in my neighborhood, and it has nothing to do with people. It's animal crime, and it's getting scary.
You're stealing animals.
Things are scary out by me. No, the Coyotes are getting out of control.
That's not crime.
And they are tearing up pets. They're tearing up deer and leaving bloodbath, like a war zone happened in your front yard with decapitated deer. Had a little fawn, little Bambi over there with the guts hanging out, ripped up everywhere. It looks like Halloween decorations, but it's not. But it's not. Things are getting scary. That's all.
It looks like a crime
That's
scene,
all.
you're saying.
Crime scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, look at those realistic Halloween decorations. No. That's Bambi torn up with its mama.
Well, you better keep your dogs in the house.
Oh, my dogs are such pussies. It's unbelievable. They would get ripped up by these damn things. And now I'm going out of town for a while. Kate's kind of nervous a little bit. I know.
Because the Coyotes?
Yeah, all
Does she
that
not
stuff.
walk outside by herself at nighttime?
No, she does, but they're all right there. So if Kate walks the puppies out at night, okay, say even 8:30, and they're crept up by my house, they will attack every single one of them. They'll attack Kate.
I don't think they will.
You don't know shit. Don't make me remind the people what you said the other day about hyenas being in Montana. The animal kingdom is you have no idea.
Number of people
said what?
Fans, really.
That said what? That they didn't know
I
that?
appreciate all y'all from reaching out, especially those from Saskatchewan.
What'd they say?
I didn't know that either.
They're from Canada. They don't know. They're probably from Sweden. They didn't know that. And they don't brag about knowing things about animals and the animal kingdom and whatnot. You do it all the time. You do it all the time. So then I got you, and it's all good. Well, you got yourself. My point is, if Kate walks out, like, they will tear them all up.
Yeah, I apologize for the lack of energy. I'm really sleepy today. If I fall asleep on the desk.
You party?
Wedding.
You sound, what'd you do?
Went to a wedding. After the game on Saturday night.
Sniffly
Saturday
today?
games are a little earlier now here in St. Louis. They start at 6, so afterwards I can get out of there in time to still hit the wedding. In the past,
sniffly.
you would not have been able to make the wedding. And
Andy still goes to weddings. 50 years old.
Dude, my buddy's son got married. Mike Caruso, actually. I'll give you a
really?
shout out, Mikey.
Well, shit. What's up, Caruso? What's up, baby?
You're chirping.
I didn't know who it was.
Adam and Claire. Say congratulations.
Congratulations, Adam, Claire. What's up?
No. They're two different people.
What?
Adam and Claire.
I just said that.
Oh.
I just said that.
You said Adam Claire.
Adam and Claire, congratulations. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too bumpy, you know. It's going to be little bumps in the road.
What is?
Being married.
Are you giving marriage advice?
Yeah. Am I not married?
Okay.
I actually did it right more than a lot of guys I played with, if you want to really break it down.
So
I actually did it pretty good.
In what way?
I didn't get divorced and have 15 kids and do this and do that and have different girls left and right. No, I did it right. I waited my time. I went back to my roots with Kate, and we live a lovely life.
Okay, let me explain to you, because I was
I mean, you weren't in the game. I'm just talking about the guys that played.
Yeah, no.
A lot of guys like taught me at the early age, hey, take your time because I fucked up.
Some people got married like really young.
Really young, Andy. Why?
Like, I'm going to marry the girl I met in junior at 22, 23.
Why? Take your time.
Sometimes people want to get married.
They want to have kids.
You want to know a lot of Catholic couples who choose to wait until marriage?
If you're really religious,
Can I finish what I was saying?
Sorry, man. Go ahead. Sniffy over here.
A lot of religious couples who save themselves until marriage. I think that's why they get married so young.
If you're religious, I get that. You're both on the same page with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
They go meet with people before they get married.
But like, man, I dated a lot of girls that I thought were cool at the beginning, and I'm like, oh my God. You know, and they probably, maybe some of them thought the same way about me. I don't know. But take your time.
Did you ever get engaged?
No.
Okay.
With Kate, I did.
Oh, no, before that?
No.
You never, asked anybody else to marry you?
I was partying, dude. No. I might have said I loved you in an intimate setting.
Hey, there's a lot of people out there who've gotten engaged and they break it off.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes the woman breaks it off the day of or the day before.
Sometimes the guys do, you know.
Not often. Not often.
I do see some videos, though. I mean, they could be fake. Doesn't look like they're fake. that they set up the wedding
and they cheated on him or something,
and they put the video of them cheating. I know. You might as well just don't even waste everybody's time.
Dude,
you wasted everybody's time.
You're gonna make everyone travel for the wedding and spend all that money. You know, Richard Jefferson, NBA player. He's a wingman, a little undersized to be, you know, a low post guy, but certainly had the size to get up and down the field or up and down the court. Very athletic.
Yeah.
They had planned like a multi-million-dollar wedding.
Yeah. I
mean, I think everyone was coming in like LeBron, Melo, a number of the basketball people I'm familiar with. And I don't know if Angel Reese was invited or anyone like that, or Caitlin at the time, because they was before their time. But the wedding gets called off like the day of, dude. And you made all these people come in for this wedding. They lost all this money. So, you know, sometimes you just got to make sure before you pop the question, you know, just make sure you know exactly that this is 100%. You got to be all in.
Thanks for the advice, Andy. You know, we've talked about this a million times, and you could chirp him all you want. Yeah, you wasted people's time, but maybe it all kind of came together at the wrong time, which is still the right time because you broke it off before you signed the papers and you went and tried to make it work out when you know it probably wasn't. Who the hell knows? Take your time, unless I guess you're really, really religious and you're both on the same page. But other than that, man. My point is the whole thing is I thought I did it okay when it comes to that. Now, anything could happen with Kate and I. Like, who knows? Like, I could fuck up or whatever.
Would you?
No. I don't think I could,
Like, when you go on the road, are you going to have temptation?
With who? I'm fat and I'm bald. What the fuck am I going to try? I like to talk to the guys and stuff like that. But no, man. I've been out of the game for a long time. Can't fuck that up.
I know a lot of people who just have cheated for years, and
big time, Andy.
You just wonder if their wives know.
I bet. I look at it like, man, like if
you think it's an arranged situation,
I think
how could they not know?
I think they could look the other way, and they're probably going to do something when the kids get a little bit older. But if you're a wife or a husband, and they're consistently cheating on you, it is so difficult in today's age to get away with that. There's so much going on with your phone and this, that, and the other. Like, something can fuck up in 2 seconds. Like, you are rolling the dice and rolling the dice. And I tell you this right now, all y'all men out there, those women are going to get a lot of stuff from you. You get fucking divorced, she's going to take a lot, baby. She's going to own your fucking soul, just so you know that. Now, I would look at the bigger picture is like, men do get fucked up. You can marry a girl, she does nothing. And you have a ton of money. She does nothing. You have a ton of money. You have kids with her. You have this. She's cheating on you. She's cheating on you with Finn getting massages 3 times a week, doing this, doing that. She's banging him out all the time. Then she divorces you after cheating on you, and she gets half of everything.
Well, that's how it works.
Well, why?
Because when you get divorced, I think you have to
Well, why?
You have to settle
Men get fucked over for that, dude. I don't know how they're going to change that. I don't know what it is, but women have the fucking. They could cheat on you and take half your stuff, and they fucked up.
You know, like 70% of women are 70% of divorces are filed by women.
Yeah.
The man doesn't typically do that.
No, because a lot of times women will just divorce. They know that they have the power. They get sick of this guy, even though he might not be doing anything. Now, men, who are y'all kidding? I've seen this, and I've seen it when I played, and all that stuff. I see how that goes. It goes both ways. But in the end, the settlement, like, the men get kind of fucked.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
You didn't know that? I'm sorry. Am I boring you?
I mean, so hey, so what I was gonna get into was I was listening to an NBA player the other day because there's been a lot of
WNBA player.
No.
That was a hell of a last game.
Oh, the final.
Oh, what a great final that was. They're getting chirped so fucking hard.
What was wrong with it?
There was like it's just sloppy as shit. I think they played 7 games for the first time.
The 2 best teams going toe to toe.
Yeah, they were god awful. There's a clip going out right now with just them like missing 5 air balls in a row. Like they're doing that. I don't get it, but
don't chirp.
It's god awful. It's a terrible product, but they are creeping up on numbers and viewership with the NHL, and that's why we talked to Biz about that too. And Biz was gung ho about, oh, things are good. No, I know the product's good, but like if WNBA viewership's creeping up on the NHL, we got issues.
Well, no. We have issues if the WNBA numbers are creeping up on the NHL in games that don't include or involve Caitlin Clark.
Fine, but
Because
still,
if it does involve Caitlin Clark, that's
still too close.
that's a little bit skewed. You know what I'm saying?
I get you, but
like
I think
she's
there are.
one of the most popular athletes on the planet with her skill level.
She is. She's great.
And her intensity. I mean, her the way she locks down on defense
Andy,
is
stop.
just no. I just say I've never seen anything like it.
It's too close. You know what I mean? And I think
What's too close?
The viewership. People like
okay, but if it involves Caitlin,
no, it's not.
That's different.
It's not involving
if
Caitlin.
she's not involved and
Andy,
the ratings are that close, I'm concerned.
I know. I
So
think
let's give me the WNBA.
they're
The game
everywhere.
5 totals.
Go on ESPN. Go on
ESPN
ESPN right now, and they're top headlines in a lot of ways and highlights and stuff like
dude,
that.
go to ESPN app. You gotta like scroll. I get Nintendo fingers from just finding where the NHL,
Andy,
to get the games for the NHL games.
I know.
They got
10.
everything. Oh, they got everything.
Fucking goalie's got to score a goal. A goalie's got to score a goal in the NHL to get in the top 10.
College football is bigger than Major League Baseball.
College football is awesome.
Bigger than baseball.
Well, baseball's gigantic right now. You got the Dodgers, you got the fucking Yankees. That's going to be fun to watch, dude.
Yeah.
It's been like a pretty fun postseason for baseball. Baseball postseason's great. Regular season, god awful.
Mm-hmm.
College football this year is crazy. Alabama's losing. The NIL is evening things out, man. It's making these mid-tier teams a lot better because they're getting a lot better players.
Did you
It's
see
great.
Shadur's
his number one over pick? Or no,
he
number one
won't.
quarterback. I'm sorry.
You think he will be?
That's what he said. They're rated. He's
That's
ranked for number one.
That's what he said.
No, that's what the college people.
More than the Texas quarterback and
the
stuff.
Cam kid.
Like not Arch, but the other kid.
Yeah.
Who they lost to Georgia
Terrible.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think Shadur, like, he should. He's
Shador?
got the bloodlines, man. He grew up around it.
great.
He should be a great NFL player. Why
Yeah,
wouldn't he be?
I don't know. Him and Travis Hunter are fun to watch.
I just don't trust how good they are because it's Colorado. You know what I'm saying?
And they're not playing the greatest teams.
No. Now, Travis Hunter, what he's doing, like, I'd take his ass.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'd turn him into
He'll make less money.
arguably the. Now, do you want him playing on the offensive side of the ball? I had to make this choice in high school too, man. Offensive side, defensive side. So, like, do you want him playing?
You hear that,
do you want him playing on the offensive side of the ball in the NFL, or you want him being a cornerback?
I don't know.
Well, tell me.
I don't know yet.
Well, give me an answer.
He's both.
Where do you want him to play? Where do you think he'd have the bigger impact?
Depends on how your team's set up.
I would put him as a defensive back. I think I'd have him as a corner, and then let him return punts. And listen, you can put together a package, maybe 1 or 2 packages a game for him to get in there offensively. But the idea of him playing both sides of the ball throughout the entire game is just not realistic. But what I was going to say, getting back to the NBA, I was listening to this guy the other day who said that marriages are great while the player is playing. The player's happy.
Yeah.
They're on the road all the time. They come in, they can be family guy and fake it for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Then they leave, Cam, for like 4 or 5 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're gone. Give the wife the credit card. She goes shopping basically for 4 or 5 days. So she's happy.
Fantasyland.
It's not even reality. And then, and these NBA players, man, they're making well over $1 million every 2 weeks.
They're making so much more money than hockey players.
They're making well over $1 million every 2 weeks, okay?
Yeah.
So, and the stars are making like $10 million a month, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, because they're making $60 million a year.
Yeah.
Then they don't get paid during the season, right?
Yeah. You still spend that money, though.
So anyway, and that's the exception. They're not all making that much money. But a lot of them, NBA players, man, average NBA players are making well over the highest paid NHL player. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God, yeah.
Average NBA players are making $14 million.
I think the average MLB player, say $13 million is the highest, 14 or whatever. Like, shit, there's guys on the Cardinals that are making 14.
Yeah, pitchers and stuff.
Pitchers and, I don't know, position players
Yeah.
making good money.
Great money.
And they're not that good compared to Connor
So this
McDavid.
guy was saying, like, then all of a sudden, with no warning really, the checks just stop.
Yeah.
You stop going on the road. You're trying to find out who you are, how you fit into society, what you are, what your identity is as a person. I mean, I think that's a challenge for a lot of people. I think it's a challenge for hockey players too, man. A lot of guys,
Tell me about
when
it,
you
Danny.
retire,
No shit.
how do you identify as all you've been your entire life is a hockey player? Now what are you?
I had to figure it. I'm a radio guy. Hi. Like, shit, I didn't know. Getting the goddamn radio. I'm like, what do I do? Well, you got to talk sports. Well, I haven't paid attention.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't paid attention to a sport in 10, 15 years because I didn't give a shit. I was worried about my own shit. And so, yeah, no, but at least those guys have $100 million. Like, figure that out. Hockey players, man, you played 5 years, you're making 750, 800, like, yeah, that's a lot of money. I get that. You're still living a luxury life, man. You're hanging out with guys making $10 million, and it goes by quick. What are you, funny? Are you going to be a GM? Oh, you want to travel and be a scout? Oh, okay. You just got done traveling. You finally have 3 kids, and now you become a scout, which we love all you guys. You guys are like the bread and butter of developing teams. We get that. But fuck, now you're in Des Moines, Iowa. Now you're over here. Now you're over there, and your wife's like, damn. Now you retired. I wanted you by me.
Here, but
we have 3 kids now.
But you were in Des Moines yesterday.
And you're making 80 grand instead of, 800.
And you're driving.
And you're driving everywhere. Like, it's tough. Because he could save that money and really invest in different. Okay, fine. Yeah, of course. Things could always work out with that. And I get it. Some people don't know how to do that.
So what's the dream job?
Work for yourself.
Yeah.
Depends on where you're at, man. Like our dream job here, if you want to work for the Blues and do stuff like here and you're in St. Louis, yeah, absolutely. You're here, you know everybody in town.
You know what Biz said?
It's a podcast.
He said his podcast.
No, of course
that's his wife. That's his number one.
I know. You'll see. We'll clip that bad boy off,
And he was like,
they
like,
know that too.
Internet is where it's at.
They all know that too. TV, TNT, they all know that. He does kind of fuck up maybe. They're going to give him a leash because he could be like, okay, I don't need you. I don't need you. Go do my own thing. Yeah. Do 15 commercials a day with no shirt on, by the way. Biz has no shirt on. It's so funny, man. His commercials are the funniest.
No, he does. He's a great spokesperson for the NHL.
He's funnier than fucking. He's up there with some of those funny ass NFL players and stuff.
I was saying to him because
he's hilarious.
He brings these players on, on TNT, and listen, TNT has been great for the NHL, so
big time.
But they bring these players on, and a lot of times you get like a Brad Marchand or something like that who knows what he's walking into and he's ready to play ball.
Yeah.
Although Monty gave it to him, which I love.
I saw that, baby. I saw that, baby. Let's go. There's some things.
Monty's like, I ain't going down because of you.
Yeah.
I'm not. I got my own family to feed.
There you go.
You're gonna turn pucks over and play like roller hockey on me?
Not on me. Not on my watch.
I know you're a great player. I know you're gonna be an all-time great for the Boston Bruins. You're gonna be a legendary player. But I'm the coach. You're gonna get me fired?
I know your jersey's gonna be up there. I don't give a damn.
And I'm sure he walked back over to him when he tapped him on the back and he said, "Come on, I got you. Let's go. Let's go." And Marchand didn't even look at him because he knows.
He knows. He messed up.
He knows. And he's got to set the tone, man, for the rest of the team. Yeah. There's winning hockey, and there's hockey that maybe looks fancy and it looks pretty and it looks cool, but it ain't getting you anywhere.
Ain't getting you nowhere.
And you know what? It may get you to the playoffs, but again, nowhere means losing in the first round, getting bounced in the second round, not advancing to the Stanley Cup final and not winning, man. He's at the stage of his career now where it's all about winning. So if he's not going to play winning hockey and he's not going to set the tone for that team, how's everybody else going to follow in line?
Andy.
And if I'm the coach, listen, this is what I've learned about NHL players over the years. Getting to know so many of them, man, personally and talking to them. And all these NHL guys, man, they can sniff out the phonies.
Yeah.
They know if you're a phony or if you have balls as a head coach. So when the head coach is only getting in the grill or only getting in the kitchen of the fourth line player or the rookie, the 18-year-old, the 19-year-old. There was a coach here a few years ago. I remember, man. And some young kids were coming in and whatever. We'd have these meetings with the coach, and the coach would just rip the shit out of, like, the 19-year-old. I'm like, well, what about the 27-year-old that's doing the same thing? You know what I mean?
Make good money.
And so the players, they sniff that out. So they want the coach that is going to treat the 19-year-old and the veteran making $750, $800 the same way that he treats the guy making $9, $10, $11 million. And so that's what Monty did, man. He's like, I'm not going to fucking treat you any differently than I'm going to treat this guy. You want to turn pucks over and play stupid hockey, losing hockey, you're going to hear it from me.
I would say this, though. There's still a balance between guys that are making a lot of money in some sort of decisions. The guys turn pucks over in crucial times of the game, and you don't say a fucking word to them. Meanwhile, in the first period, we're up by 3, and that fourth liner did it, and you yell at him. There's a big difference there. You got to even that out. But I'm saying maybe like for like sitting guys out and stuff like that, they get the benefit of that one way or the other. But yeah, man, I saw that with Monty for sure. And I also saw Craig Berube in practice light up the team. Scary.
They're showing videos of like Marner doing the gritty in practice last year.
I saw it.
They're like, okay, it's a little different now.
Listening to Justin Bieber on the stereo. during practice. I didn't know they did that.
Do you think some of the media was like, "This is offensive"?
Andy, have you ever in any profession, even in juniors, I never practiced with music going on.
No, I've never even heard of that.
Andy, I've never even heard
hockey,
of that.
really.
In hockey, I've never heard of that before. You got to listen to what guys are saying. You got to hear them on 2-on-1s. You got to hear them on back checks.
Is Bieber going to get you going?
You got fucking Justin Bieber playing where 93% of the guys hate him, probably. Not him as a person, but the music. And you're playing that during practice when you're trying to teach guys stuff. That is the most bizarre fucking shit ever. Are any other teams doing that? I'm sorry.
NFL teams practice, but they're outside.
I don't give
a
shit about the
NFL
outside
teams. And they got the rap music
don't
going
practice.
and whatever.
They sit around, they do drills, and they go do meetings, man. They don't even practice anymore because they're going to get hurt. In NHL, when you're practicing, you're really, really working on things, and you're playing literally Justin Bieber in the background. When I heard about that, I'm like, that is the most odd thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's on Sheldon Keefe, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah. What's he doing? Was he doing that when Lou was here? No, when
Babcock was with Lou.
Yeah, okay. They didn't cross.
I don't know if they would have. Maybe they would have for a very, very.
I'll
No,
bet you
because
$1 million.
Kyle hired Sheldon. That was his boy.
$1 million that didn't happen. Playing Justin.
Oh, are you asking if there was music being played when Lou was there? Hell no.
Hell no. So, anyway.
But that was a Dubas thing, right? And Sheldon Keefe, I'm like, hey, we're different. We're younger. We're the new way.
Yeah, you could be different ways, Andy. That is dumb.
I didn't even know if I knew that.
I didn't know that either. I heard about it the other day.
But I guarantee you, Dubas wouldn't be able to do that in Pittsburgh because Sid would be like, no, we're not doing that.
What? What'd you say?
Turn that shit off.
Justin Bieber's literally singing in the back. I can't hear what are we doing in Power Play?
No. Crosby would like turn the shit off.
Get out of here.
Turn it on in the dressing room. But yeah, it's a cheap. But I saw that every single day. Like, it's not an act. He's not doing it for the media.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, he loses his mind during practice.
There you go, Andy.
I saw him basically. I saw a player one time. I'm not going to say who it was, who had some injury issues, and they're doing the same drill, but at both ends of the ice.
Yeah.
So one side's going one time, then the other side goes. Okay, and he's kind of in the middle, and he's blowing the whistle for this side to go or that side to go. All of a sudden, a player just like goes to the bench, starts talking to the trainer, and instead of getting off the ice on the bench and walking around to the dressing room, he goes straight down to the other end of the ice through the other drill, which was stopped at the time, to open the door that you can exit the ice, which is behind the net. There's another like door that opens up behind the net. So he skates through and he skates right past Chief. And as he's skating, Chief's like, "Are you fucking hurt again? Are you fucking hurt again? Are you fucking kidding me?" You know? So it's like, I've seen this guy light up the team so many times. And he's a loud guy. I mean, look at him. He speaks loud. He yells loud. He gets his point across. He's super, super intense. So, yeah, get used to that in Toronto.
I don't think he's that loud.
Oh, you don't?
No. I think Chief's pretty cool, calm, and collected.
No, he's loud, Cam, in practice, yeah.
I'm saying loud. In practice.
Yeah.
Maybe in practice.
Yeah.
Okay, in practice he is. But like when he speaks after games and stuff like that, he's
chill.
He's chill. You know?
Yeah.
When
he's under control.
He's under control.
And another example of being under control is when he was asked about being 0-2 in the preseason.
Yeah, he's like, no.
He could have like snapped because internally he's probably like, "What the fuck is this reporter asking me? Are they really asking me this?" Meanwhile, some teams do get stressed out though about lack of success in the preseason.
Hey, what about our boy Dean Evanson? Was the other day
when he punched his?
No.
Does that? I love that.
Did he go to Billy Guerin, or is this fake news? Because you know how it is, man. You read things and
but I think he was joking around.
Okay.
Billy G's the coolest guy in the league.
That's what it is then.
I'll say that about
Billy G. People made it out
G.
to be something different, and I'm thinking, no, those guys are probably really cool. And he understands the game and what happened. So when you put that in quotations, it does sound like he had a point. But I think it's just like
they had a great relationship.
Yeah,
man.
they're both cool as shit.
Billy G, both of them. And we've had them both on here.
Both of them.
Both of
them.
Hey, but Billy G, I will say this, is the coolest general manager going in the league right now.
He's one of them, no doubt.
Like, he's just, when you see him, like, he is, some guys change a little bit.
Yeah.
When they get that type of power, or you have to deal with that day-to-day stress, and you got to be focused all the time. You've got so much on your plate. A lot of general managers, man, and I get it, and I respect it, man. They don't really have time for small talk. They're just thinking all the time.
Yeah.
You know? I had a general manager say to me one time, don't be offended if I walk by and don't say hello. Sometimes I'm just like, my mind's wandering. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
I get it. You say hi to me.
All good.
But Billy Guerin always has time for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he's here watching a game, he sees you. Or if he's watching a game at home, he sees you. Like, he'll send you a text, give you a chirp here and there. He's talking to everybody when he came back to St. Louis. He's cool, man. The Minnesota Wild put that video out the other day.
I saw it, yeah.
You know, of the players kind of having fun, like turning back the clock like they were kids in the hotel. I'm just saying, he lets them do some fun shit. Now, you want to have the results on the ice.
They are.
If you're losing all the time, it's not that cute. But, you know, I think he keeps the guys loose, man. And he's going to be in this business as long as he wants to be.
I'll tell you this, like, not too many people have been talking about the Minnesota Wild positively in the past. I don't know how many years. I mean, really. I mean, they've been okay during the regular season at times, and they lose to the Blues or whatever the case is. So they need some attention. Sometimes you need to kind of tease the tension a little bit. That commercial didn't bother me. No, it's at the very beginning of the year. They're having success right now. You know what I mean? Marc-Andre Fleury is so goddamn funny. What did he do the other day where he's
playing rock, paper, scissors with like the kids before the game.
I know,
and
I don't
stuff
mind
like
that.
You know what I
when
mean?
you're a backup, when you're sitting games out, then he dresses up as one of the
oh
ice
my
crew.
God, that's hilarious.
That
I
to me
told
is
Bennington
hilarious.
about that. He's like, really? I hadn't seen that. He was like, going to go back and watch it. It was during the preseason too. So like,
So
let
funny.
him do that.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know how we'll call it corny shit. If you're trying too hard, it's like, okay, this is not the time or place.
No.
You guys are
Or
fucking
it's not funny.
Not funny. Marc-Andre Fleury, if he wants to do whatever the fuck he wants to do,
no, he's
get the
funny.
crowd into it. I like him, man. Little shout out to you, baby. You know. But what are some big topics going on in the NHL?
I wish
right
he
now?
would have never have left Pittsburgh. I think that was a bad move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had Matt Murray doing his thing. I get it, but
He won, didn't he?
you know, who Matt Murray?
No.
Oh, Sid? I mean,
Mark?
Yeah, he did.
So whatever. I thought that just everything's different when you win. You know, it's different. God damn it! I had something I was going to say. Had something to do with hockey. What the hell was it? God.
You know who my favorite team to watch is right now?
Can I guess?
And they're losing the last couple of games, but they're fun, man. I just like them all of a sudden. I think they're going to be really good in a couple of years.
Ottawa?
No. Well, Ottawa's always been one of my favorites. They beat Tampa Bay the other night. Brady and Hagel are going at it.
So there was like an 8-7 game the other day too from them.
Let's go, Ottawa.
Yeah. I'll be there.
Winnipeg's damn good too.
I'll be up there. Ottawa in that dumpy arena. Sorry.
They got a new arena coming.
Yeah, well, let's go. Let's go.
Hey, Winnipeg's good too.
Winnipeg's dang good. They spent $7 million this year in free agency. Nashville spent, how much do you think?
Hundreds of millions.
120 something.
Do you know that they're going to be, I'm sorry.
Who's they?
Nashville
There it
is in so much trouble moving forward. I mean, not only are they losing, they put all their eggs in the basket to win now by going out and signing these players to 4- and 5-year deals who are older, aging players. They've got dead money
They do have dead money.
is on the cap that people don't even talk about.
Johansson?
Oh, we got a couple guys, yeah.
Yeah.
That they don't even talk about. And then these guys are only getting older and older. They're in their mid-30s right now. Listen, I like Jonathan Marchand so, man. He's one of my favorite interviews that we've had over the last year. We had a great conversation with him. But he comes in there, calls the team fragile right off the bat. He's like, yeah, we're fragile right now. It's like, that created a little bit of headlines there. You know what I mean? Like, it's like fragile. They shouldn't be fragile. They've got all these like NHL All-Stars on their team.
Well,
you know, they shouldn't be fragile. They're not a bunch of young kids, but they're losing. Very few teams can overcome an 0-5 start. Not many ever have in terms of making the playoffs. So I don't know what's going to happen, but they don't win this year, man. It is not going to look pretty moving forward down the line in the near future for the Nashville Predators.
So what if they are good, and then Colorado turns it around, and then Minnesota's still flying, and then Winnipeg's still good, and Dallas is hard to beat? Like it's kind of nice
And
for the St. Louis Blues.
St. Louis is winning some games now.
St. Louis
too,
is
man.
winning games, man. Their young guys stick out more than anybody. I was watching that game the other day, like Holloway to the Joseph brothers to like
Philip Broberg, dude.
Broberg. Like they're all these guys that are new guys on the Blues stuck out more than anybody on the ice. They really did. God, they're flying up and down, going 100 miles an hour.
They're faster, man. They're faster for sure.
Really fast.
I said it over and over, like, what's it going to look like? How's it going to come together for St. Louis? How are all these guys going to come together? And we may not know 15, 20 games in. Maybe we'll see what the identity of this team is. But you're kind of starting to see it.
Yeah.
And when you got Joel Hofer in net, you chirped me a couple summers ago when I said this guy is going to be no, you did.
Wait.
You did.
No, Andy gave me the the one. Hey, who's going to be like so sporadic and random
before last season?
And then I'm like, who? I'm thinking like Crosby. Somebody's going to come out of the wood. Joel Hofer. I'm like, Jesus.
No, I was like, this guy. He has legit.
He's good.
Number one potential. And then people chirped me on Twitter a few games ago. I think after the first game of the season, I said, there may be one, so tell me if there is, but who's got a better goaltending tandem than St. Louis?
People are saying that now. Funny how that works.
And it's like this guy comes in and shuts out the Islanders, then gets the assist on the game-winning goal in overtime, and then comes back and plays well against Carolina, wins
I like
those
that
2
move
games.
by
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't know how it was going to go.
No, but when I saw that, I'm like, you know what? It's different. Like, no.
Listen,
I don't mind that.
I don't like questioning or second guessing, especially when it works, man. But I would guess that was not the plan going into the Islanders game.
Probably not, but he earned it, and I don't mind that, playing that well. Listen, you might as well rest him, Bennington, now, and then see what happens later on.
Yeah.
Like, you drag him out, he's going to get tired when push comes to shove during the dog days of hockey. So I didn't mind that.
Yeah.
By Drew Bannister, by the way.
Yeah.
That decision.
I thought it was a little bit ballsy, but you know what? It worked.
I was going to text you. You were working. I was just like, damn, okay.
What?
I was going to text you. Like, what do you think of that?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
before the game, I may have had a different answer.
I didn't. I'm like, I don't mind that.
Well, I said going into that day, I was like, and Ken Hitchcock always had a rule that if you get a shutout, that you get the next start. If you get a shutout, you get the next start. And I always thought that made sense, right? If you have a shutout and you're feeling good, like, why wouldn't you play the next game?
Don't know.
You know what I mean?
Don't know.
But typically your number one's going to get that start on home ice on Saturday night against, an elite team from the Eastern Conference. But they went with the same guy, and obviously it worked. It paid off. So, listen, this team, they got a lot of young players. And what people don't know about St. Louis is they got a lot of young players who aren't even here yet.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about players that are down in the minors right now in the American League.
Snuggy Poo.
Yeah. But guys who are in college, guys who are in Europe.
Yeah.
First-round picks.
They got a lot of first-round picks.
Yeah. But Joel Hofer, man, he's legit. Maybe he'll be the starting goaltender for Team Canada.
Maybe.
in the Four Nations.
Are you excited about that?
Not as much as everybody else.
Yeah, me neither.
I think
I'll watch every second of it.
It's like a fake tournament. I like the Olympics. I like the World Cup. The Four Nations, that doesn't include half of the superstars in the NHL.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like a made-up tournament. I'll tell you this, man. If I'm a GM and I lose a player to injury in a damn Four Nations, I'm not going to be happy.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
If I lose a player to injury in the Four Nations, it's kind of a fake tournament. Everyone's going to get excited. They're going to cover it like it's the Olympics when it's not. It's 4 countries. I'll watch every second of it, so understand that. And I'll be excited to watch it.
You're a super hockey fan.
And I'll love it. And I'll love seeing Marchand and Crosby and McKinnon playing a line together. The Nova Scotia line. If in fact that's the line, all 3 from Nova Scotia, are you going to understand that?
Nova Scotia, by the way, was where Trailer Park Boys are.
Oh, you fucked that up.
What did I say, New Brunswick?
You missed.
Nova Scotia. Hilarious. Love all y'all.
So the Nova Scotia line. I mean, yeah, that'll be cool to see McDavid and Bedard and Crosby and all these guys on the same team.
And my boy Bedard had a nice little...
His no-look pass.
Little no-look. I'm rooting for him. I love it.
But
can I give a shout-out?
Can I get back to my original question?
Don't know what it was.
One of my favorite teams.
Don't know what it was.
One of my favorite players.
Who?
This guy's going to be so good. Leo Carlson.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I
That's
brought
right,
my
Leo,
orange
baby.
today.
Okay.
And
Leo,
I think
baby.
I think Anaheim is going to be good.
Okay.
I don't know when, but I'm trying to put my Quenneville rankings together right now, like to decide, like, okay, where's the best spot
where he gonna be?
For him to go. And I think Anaheim would be a great spot for him. I know he and Pat Verbeek go back a long way, and they've got so many players coming. It'd be a soft market for him to go into. They've got tradition, history of great players. They've won before. I would love that, but I'm not suggesting they get rid of their current coach. He just got there. So that wouldn't be fair to say. Detroit looks like a team that could be, looking for a coaching change. So a lot of people assume Detroit would be the front runner. As of a couple of days ago, Joe Quenneville had not heard from anybody. But I think something, is bound to happen. When you have a coach that's available like him, of his caliber, I think maybe that would expedite the process if a team is considering looking to make a change when you can get that guy. If you're like, I don't know if we should make a change or not, and because you don't know who you're going to hire, but if Joe Quenneville's available, then maybe you go ahead and do it. I just don't know where Detroit is. Like, what's he going to do? Come in there and like wave a magic wand? Maybe they would be better. Maybe he would make some changes. It would be cool to see, Patrick Kane and Joe Quenneville be reunited in Detroit. Like, yeah, I'd like that, but I just feel like Detroit is just constantly in the spin cycle.
Yeah.
And they're just always kind of the same team. And then they're going to get hot down the stretch and barely miss the playoffs and give you a reason to believe. But I'd like to see them take that next step eventually,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to think. We talked about this with Detroit months ago, man.
And I hung out with their head coach this offseason. You did too, actually.
Yeah.
And Cam didn't even know. I was like, he's like chirping. He's like, I'll bag you up.
I was being
like,
funny.
That is the head coach of the Detroit Red Wings.
I'm like, goddamn. Hey, my bad, homie. Sorry about that.
He was cool though. They all were cool.
They're all cool. You think he cares?
And his staff likes. They have a good thing going. So I'm not
crawl this
suggesting that they fire him either.
Those
All I
fans
know
deserve
is
it.
Joe Quenneville's available, so somebody's gonna hire him.
Hey, you know what though, Detroit fans? I'm sorry. Love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. Even when I was in Windsor, loved you guys. You'd come over and watch. I get all that. You guys had a pretty gosh dang good for a while. Like you did. Like you guys were loaded with superstars. You're winning. You're doing crazy stuff. You had so many goddamn Hall of Famers throughout that organization for decades and decades. You did. You had Bob Probert in his prime, shit-kicking guys. You've had a lot going on. Now you're hitting a fucking shit spell, and you got to crawl out of it here quick. And I'm like, okay, you've been through so much, but now it's getting to a point where like, you got the new building, you need to crawl out of this goddamn thing. You had it good, now you've had it bad, now you've had a little bit too much, and you got to get the fuck out of this dumpster fire you guys been associated with for the past, how many years? 7?
Well, why is everyone always telling us how good they're going to be?
I don't listen to them.
Going into every
Going into every
season.
Quit listening to this
I know,
propaganda.
It's like, what?
Misinformation,
And I like Stevie Y, man.
So
how could you not?
I
just want to see them like take a step or two
more than any other
forward.
team. More than any other team.
Well, I'm just saying.
Not me.
No, I mean, like we've been saying that about Buffalo for years. Ottawa.
They're starting to kind of click a little bit. Their first line's doing our Tage Thompson's starting to
He's
do
scoring.
his thing.
Tage Thompson's scoring.
Get going then. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. The number one team I'm rooting for though is who? When it comes to like the dumpster divers for the last decade.
Columbus, maybe.
No. Well, Andy, that was a good answer.
Because Columbus is fun to watch
That was a
right
good
now.
answer.
Like, I feel for Columbus.
That was a
They've
good
been through
answer.
so much shit.
Yeah, that was a good
And
answer.
I am pulling for Columbus. They feel like a little bit of a different team. They got a new GM in there.
You're right.
They've got a new feel. It's just, some of the way the organization had been run the last couple of years, they've made some changes. And they've been through a lot of weird shit.
Yep.
I like Columbus right now. San Jose is the worst team in the league.
Don't care about them yet. They've been so fucking solid for years. They're just beginning.
They'll get good again.
I'm not worried about them. What do you think the other team is? Columbus is probably number one because of the stuff that they've been through
so much. Yeah.
Thank you for that. What's another one?
Of a team that's terrible?
That was terrible for a long time and embarrassing.
Oh, Chicago is okay
good.
because they've had a great run.
They got Bedard.
I'm thinking about teams at the bottom of the barrel right now.
You got the Prince. Get out of here. You just fucking dominated for the past decade. Get out of here.
The Prince.
The Prince. You have the Prince. Make sure he doesn't get protected.
Just protected.
Who am I talking about? We talked about them last week.
Oh, we did?
Yes.
Are they doing good or
They have mountains. Beautiful.
Oh, Utah.
Goddamn right.
They just play every game into overtime.
I don't care. Do your thing. Do your thing. You're going to get worn out, but
I feel like
I'm rooting for them.
I feel like they'll come back down to earth. And
I agree. But right now, just ride the wave.
Yeah.
Get people excited up there in Utah.
My brother's in town from Utah. He tells me like he went to the season opener.
Yeah.
Said the owner is out there and
doing his thing.
God bless you guys. God bless you.
God bless God.
He's just, he's just like a man of the people over there.
Yeah, that's where he's supposed to be. Shit, Tom Stellman's high-fiving and handshaking everybody during the Winter Classic.
Do you know the Mormons? I think they...
Don't get back into this.
No,
we already know enough about the Mormons.
No, I don't know. But I think they have to give back 10% of their salary.
Just read up on it.
Did you know that?
I don't care.
No,
Just read
did
up.
you know that?
They got other issues that it's more bizarre than that. So that's why I kinda,
like what?
Like, what do you... Get out of here. Don't make me.
No, like what?
No, don't make me.
No, like I'm not. I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
No. Do your research on it.
Give me something.
They're just different. They're different. Okay? They're
Did you ever watch the show Sister Wives?
No, Andy. I'm not a... Come on.
Did you see that
What's wrong with
guy?
you?
Did you see that guy marry that girl with
Don't care about it.
2 heads?
I sent you that. We've talked about this before, just so all y'all know. All y'all know.
They're jointed.
Listen, there's a woman that has 2 heads. No, legit, has 2 heads. Kind of cute.
How many hands?
2 hands. 1 and 2.
2 feet?
10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 legs, 1 probably vagina.
How many hearts?
That's a good question. I would say probably 1, but they have 2 heads.
Damn.
Cute women, cute girls. And a guy married them. And I saw the picture of it, and I'm like, this is unbelievably interesting. I'm not chirping anything. It's just unique and different to have 2 heads. How did that happen? How do you walk? Do you have to, do your brain kind of coexist on who goes next on what you're doing? Is this side her side? Is the right side her side? And when you're making love to them, I would say I have questions too. I'm not going to get into it. It's all good. I'm going to respect them, but check that mug out. A guy married this woman.
You think it's
that
a
has
true
2 heads.
story?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
It's a real thing.
I do. If you're going to get me on that, then get me. But it's interesting. 2 heads.
Beautiful women.
1 vagina,
Beautiful women.
I believe.
Beautiful women, though.
They're cute. And I'm like, God, like that would be different. If they were single and I was single,
Yeah.
I might dip into that maybe. Just to talk about it.
Can I ask a question? I'm not even being...
Well, don't be rude.
I'm not...
Because I was not rude on
No,
that.
you're not.
No, I wasn't.
Because I'm not rude.
Don't be rude.
About this. And I'm not going to be...
And don't laugh about things either.
I'm not. I'm not going to be insensitive to it. Don't
Then
do
why
that.
are you laughing?
Oh, you're trying to make me laugh.
I'm not doing anything.
I don't want to be insensitive
Go.
to it because it's a wonderful story. Do
1
they have
vagina.
2 names?
Oh, Andy, that's a good goddamn question.
I'm curious.
That's a good gosh dang question.
1 name, 2 names?
Don't know. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of questions on that. It's different. It's unique. That's all.
2 brains?
Yeah.
Like, then
I
how do
would
the brains
That's what I just said.
influence the body movements?
That's what I just. What if one's not in the mood?
What if one wants to go right, the other one wants to go left?
I don't know. I have a question. What? Get him on.
Let's get them on.
Let's get him on. That's what we're gonna do. Matt, did you see that? Did it turn you on a little bit? Okay.
What do you say?
It's different.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not making fun of it.
Oh, hell no.
No.
I think it's great.
It's great. Can I give a shout out to
Please.
another hockey player
Oh, yeah.
with 1 head? Handsome head. Who is it? Starting off, God, that's our boy. Damn good. Scoring in overtime.
Stop. Why you keep going like, give me all, I mean, it could be anybody.
Maybe.
Starting off good, that's your clue?
Handsome head. Scored in
I went to a
overtime.
wedding on Saturday. I'm tired today, and you're making
not
me...
prepared? He's not prepared. Get in here. Get in here, Matty.
Scoring in overtime.
Scoring in overtime, doing his thing. Our boy, shit kicker.
Rempy?
No, he scored in overtime.
No, he
That's
didn't.
interesting. I
No.
didn't see that.
No.
I knew that him
Okay.
and Reaver didn't fight. What the fuck is that all about?
You think they should have?
Well, yeah. What are we doing? Let's go.
I think Rempe challenged him, didn't he?
Jesus, Reaver, let's go.
Maybe Chief told him not to.
I doubt that. Go. Let's go. You've been sitting games out anyway. You're not fighting? You're not fighting?
McKinnon?
No.
He scored in overtime. After our boy from Anaheim played, made some incredible saves in overtime.
It's our boy. He's been on the pod.
Oh.
Handsome bugger.
Blake Coleman.
Oh. Scoring in overtime. He's got 5 goals in 5 games. Big boy, 6'3".
Really?
Will beat you up too. And he'll hit you weird.
Really?
Oh yeah. Come on. His name's rhymes with Palm. Bilson. Big Tommy Wilson. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
Tommy-
get
Tommy
your
Bill-
brain going. What'd you do last night? Seriously.
Last night?
Were you partying?
Last night I was not. Last night I was not.
Better wake
I
up.
watched football all day
Get on your
yesterday.
game.
I know. Well, Tom Wilson, man, it could have been
Tom
anybody.
Wilson, 5 goals in
Fine.
5 games. There's only a couple guys doing that right
I
now.
love Tommy Wilson.
God, that's our boy. Can't you give him a shout out? God damn.
I like the way they are, man. John Carlson. Did you see that stat?
Yeah, I don't care about it.
Do you believe it?
I don't care.
I think there's a conspiracy.
Those are the
here.
stupid stats. I don't give a goddamn.
Well, no,
shit
that
about.
one's a little crazy. When you play the same games at home, on the road, same number of shots, same number of assists, like home and road, like that's.
What does that mean? What does it mean? Nothing.
I think there's a conspiracy. I want to say, fact check that, please, somebody.
That's a conspiracy Andy's worried about. A numbers thing with a fucking hockey player.
But John Carlson, they're getting ready to go out. You know, they're all, you know, they're cool as shit before they go out to play. You know, Ovi and everybody. You know,
Ovi's cool.
They start singing songs and stuff like that.
They miss Osh, dude.
Of course they do.
They miss Osh, even the pregame stuff.
No, all of that.
Everything, dude.
But
Osh
like
gets
John
you going.
Carlson, he looks at Jacob Chikrin. You know, Chikrin's known as like this workout fanatic. You know, brings his duffel bag, always stretching and whatever. And they're like chewing gum. How many bands you got in your bag? How many bands? What? Huh? How many bands? You know, they're just kind of like, you know, super vet, you know, like just kind of like.
He's like, I like you, man.
They're cool, man.
I like you, John, on, by the way.
John Carlson's cool as shit.
Yeah, you know. Ovi scored his
USA
first
boy.
goal. Yeah, USA boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that Ovi scored. I'm rooting for him like no other.
He scored a big overtime game-winning goal in the gold medal game against Canada. I want to say in overtime for Team USA back in 2010.
Okay.
You remember that?
John Carlson did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny Ramage was
coming
on
down
team.
the left side and ripping top shelf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Six shot,
that, baby.
6 shot. Ty had a good weekend. They were over in Notre Dame. Listen, Notre Dame's a beautiful. I wasn't there this time, but they always have so much fun. I went there last year. That's got to be one of the best campuses in the country, Cam. It's beautiful. They've got trees everywhere. The leaves are changing. Like in the fall. I'm saying in the fall. It's gold and yellow with the golden dome everywhere. It's a beautiful campus, dude.
And I saw, you know, the rink's so big and these kids are so small. And Ty had the game-winning shootout, and he comes in, and like I feel like he's just skating forever, and he's so little. And the goalie comes out, and he just makes a nice little move and just tucks it home. And Andy sends me the video, and Lori's there. Andy's wife is there in Notre Dame, and they're in this little area way up there, and the little Ty just goes out and scores. Everybody's kind of going crazy, and Lori's filming herself.
No. Somebody sent the video to me.
She's had her phone.
And my buddy Connor Dunlop, his wife took the video and was showing Laurie at the same time.
Laurie has this emotional kind of I don't know what it was, like a volcano.
Like an out of body experience.
She's like this.
Dude. Dude.
And I couldn't do Andy. I couldn't stop watching it. And if I was a dick, I would send it to people in like group text, but I'm not gonna do that because I never do that. But it was the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen. Like I showed Kate. Kate started dying laughing. She had like I don't know
like
what
she just won the lottery or something.
It was like a euphoric. Like it all kind of came because she was so excited, like literally crying, and it just was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life, dude. Well, funniest fucking thing.
I think it was like a intense moment, you know, shootout. Like
they're 8 years old.
I know they had won every game of the weekend, but then they get to the championship game and they were up 3-0 in the game. They came back. They played Kopitar's team, Anze Kopitar.
Oh,
yeah. So and his kid number 11 cruising around the other team. They came back and tied it 3-3. We went up 4-3. Then they tied it 4-4. We ended up winning in a shootout. Nobody scored in overtime. So I think they just lost their mind, dude. Dude, I was like, what? I go, please do not post
Nobody
that.
do that.
But then
somebody
did. But it's it won't get around from that.
Because I'm not doing it.
No, either.
Because I'm not doing it. No. Stay away from that.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That one.
It's all funny and petty. But God, she was so ecstatic. It's great. I don't think my parents ever got that. Even when I scored my first goal in the NHL when they were there, I think that they cried. But I don't think they went that crazy.
Well, they probably didn't have too many chances on you to do that.
I was at Ty's age, I was dominating.
You weren't playing at Ty's age.
No, but when I started, I completely dominated.
But you know, I don't know, for some of these moms, dude, I'll just put my wife in there. You know, she didn't. It's like it's still relatively new to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same with my parents.
You know?
Shit. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
My neighbors are the same way.
Like she's not loud during the game. She's not yelling like or getting involved during the game. You know what I'm saying? Like she's not
good. 'Cause you don't
talking
want that.
to the coach or
She's just watching.
Just watching. You know what I'm saying?
My neighbors.
I mean, she'll cheer on and encourage the team, but
I will say this: like, I was at my neighbor's house over the weekend, and his wife is from the middle of Illinois. They know nothing about hockey, and her husband is hardcore hockey. I mean, they have 2 boys now. They're having one boy that's 2, and they're having another one.
Dude,
And
you put
hockey,
way too big of a dip.
Sorry, they're trying to play. They want hockey, everything. You know who the West one I'm talking about?
Yeah, his kids are young though, aren't they?
Yeah, but he's already like
Like
building out,
infants.
already building out fucking a spot in his garage for him to shoot pucks, like
Yeah.
in the next month. Like it's all coming together.
Wasn't he just born like a few days ago?
No. 2 years ago. Now here's another one coming out in a couple, about a week.
Yeah,
But his wife had nothing to do with hockey. She's gonna be a hockey. It's gonna be just like Lori.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to go to all these things. She's learning. She watched one of those Amazon specials that Biz was talking about on this episode that we haven't really watched yet.
Right.
With Biz is on there and Connor McDavid. I think that one. And she's like, this is the most interesting thing I've ever seen. She's like, these guys are so. I go, who you talking about? She's like, oh, this one guy named Gabriel Landeskog. And I'm like,
yeah, she liked him.
Oh, Gabriel. And Wes is like, he's like, oh, what'd you like about that? He's not even playing. He hasn't played in 2 years. What'd you like about Gabriel Landeskog? It was so goddamn funny. She's into it. She's from the middle of nowhere, nothing to do with hockey. She watches one thing. She's watching hockey, wants to do this, wants me to get them tickets, all this kind of stuff. I'm like, that's all it takes. She saw Gabriel. It's so funny. What's like, Gabriel Landeskog? He hasn't played.
Well, the ladies are gonna love him.
Oh, hell yeah.
So what did she do again when Ty scored? What did she do? No, she wasn't holding the phone.
She was holding the phone. Look, I gotta show you.
Well,
Andy didn't even know he sent. Andy just thought he was.
Because
no.
Can I explain? This is right after it happened. Somebody sent me the video.
Andy thought he was just sending Ty's shootout goal, which I get all.
Yeah, I did.
And I love watching because Ty's kicking ass and taking names, and he's a cute kid. Although he punched me in my penis back in the day, and I didn't like it. But watch this. He does this. Okay, look, he comes down. Listen. She's filming herself. Can I show the camera?
I don't care.
No. If you hear, here, I gotta turn it up. We love you, Lori. Lori, we love you. Okay, watch.
She's not gonna be happy with you.
No, she's gonna be. Hold on. Watch Ty's goal. Okay, we're gonna do this. Look at this. Look at little Ty. Oh God, this. Wham, wham, bam. Now here's Lori. Oh my God. Anyway, it's cute. We love you, Lori. Did that even show up on the screen?
She's not going to be happy with you.
Why?
So you better talk to her right now.
I love you. Kate wants to hang out with you again. Let's go party. We'll talk about it. It's funny. He chirps me. I chirp him. Kate chirps me. I just chirped you.
I just chirped you.
How does that look?
I'm gonna take a look whenever I get out there. If it looks
It's
bad,
cute and funny. It's all good.
Yeah.
She went crazy. It was funny, man. Ty, hey, listen.
It was a great weekend.
Let me sum it up by this. I'll put a bow on it because it's funny. What's nice about this whole situation, as your kid, you could spend money to go to Notre Dame, and you're watching your son in this beautiful, magnificent arena where if your kid played for Notre Dame, college hockey is like unbelievable. You know he's going to do something afterwards. Your kid goes down, you spend this money, you go up there, and he gives you that much joy in a shootout at 8 years old playing hockey. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Now, I'm still going to chirp a little bit. No big deal. All good. But that's what it's all about.
Can you do it one more time?
No, man. That takes a lot out of me. God, it gives me a headache.
I was like, oh, God, why did she... Please... Stop filming. Stop putting the camera on my wife. I'm like, control yourself.
Oh. God, dude, it's giving me a headache, man. I can't do that anymore.
But other moms were like sending me messages that they were brought to tears, man, to see the team win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. Listen, you better calm down because Ty's going to be doing this like for the next like how many years? And if you get that excited, you're going to have a heart attack.
I think you kind of like, to use a better expression, like blow your load, and then you probably don't ever.
Great expression. There it is.
You know what I'm saying?
There it is. Once he starts doing it more and more,
yeah. Like, I think the first, like for something like that, and then it's
she hasn't been on many trips.
No.
Let's just say that. Andy's been on the majority of the trips. Everybody knows who has hockey moms and been a player. When your mom goes on the trips, it's different. Okay, we'll be completely honest. When my mom went on a trip, when my dad goes on a trip, I know exactly what's happening. I'm going to get there early. My dad has all my stuff ready. If I have something jammed up in my equipment, he knows exactly what to do. He knows who to talk to. I'm comfortable around him. Everything's organized. My mom and, Joe Leondecker's mom, where they would laugh the whole time and we'd be lost, and I'd literally lose my fucking mind in the back of the car yelling at both of them. That was a pain in the ass, but my mom got to see things, and you have to be able to perform as a kid in front of your mom and your fucking dad. You can't worry about either one of them because eventually they ain't going to be there anyway because you're going to be living the fucking billet. So she goes out there, man, and she just hasn't seen that much. She's there. It's, she's been hanging with him the whole time, and all of a sudden he goes out there and dominates and scores to win the whole thing with all your friends and stuff around. It's cool,
Mm-hmm.
Give me a headache.
Yeah, when I saw that too, I was just kind of like, oh God, just don't
Andy,
show the public.
You should have cut that off. I would never said anything. You could have took the time and
didn't even look.
You didn't even realize it.
I'm watching it on Live Barn.
Oh God.
So I'm watching it on Live Barn, and this is right after it happened. Somebody sent me this video.
How nice is Live Barn, though, by the way?
Live Barn's great, although we were having some issues with Live Barn at the other rink they were playing at.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't working. So, of course, like I'm messaging with Live Barn. This is what I did, dude. I'm not even joking. So I messaged Live Barn.
Oh, Jesus.
First of all, I put it on Twitter.
You did? I didn't see
and
that.
And then, oh yeah, I'm like, hey, Live Barn's down. What's going on at the Icebox in South Bend? Not the normal, not the big rink where they played at in the semis in the championship.
Yeah.
They played some other games there too. They're at this other rink. It's a local rink called the Icebox. And it's under construction. They're doing some renovations. So somebody cut the internet line apparently. But I put it on Twitter. So then they're like private messaging me. And
okay.
They're like, hey, just so you know, we've got Comcast on the way.
Oh, geez.
So I talked to the rink manager. The guy calls me from the Icebox, and he's like, hey, we got Comcast on the way. We're working on it. We're trying to get established. I'm like, dude, it's all good. I'm not trying to.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know that it's down.
He's spending money, dude. I need to see my kid.
And the guy whoever runs the tournament, like it's called like CCM, like 200 by 85, these tournaments. So they chime in. And they're like, what? It's down? Because you know what? They got all these families coming in and teams coming in from all over the country.
Yeah, things go down. They need to know what's going on.
Like they promoted it like, hey, can't go to the game? Catch the entire tournament on Live Barn, whether it's at the Compton rink in South Bend where Notre Dame plays or it's at the Icebox. Well, the Icebox is down. So I just messaged the guy. I put it actually on Twitter. Then I'm private messaging. Then I'm talking to the rink manager. And he said, we got Comcast on the way. I'm like, okay.
Jesus, Andy, those poor guys are freaking out. No, I get that.
They still couldn't fix it.
That's just funny, dude.
And so, they're pointing fingers at one another. Like, the rink is pointing the fingers at the Live Barn. Live Barn's pointing the fingers at the rink. I'm like, oh, shit.
Man, that's
anyway, it was funny.
Dude, listen, you know what's bad? What parents do is when they critique other kids that aren't yours.
Oh, you know that goes on.
I don't give a fuck.
That goes on.
If your wife or your grandma or your daddy and they cry in the stands and they're not annoying to other people and bring down other kids, then so be it. That's why we chirp this, because it's petty and funny. It's hilarious. It's not, if she's like yelling at another kid to pass the puck, then I'd be like, dude, get control of your fucking girl. Just like if Kate did that, if we had kids, I'd be like, whoa. And it's just like if I was obnoxious, she'd be like, shut the fuck up. Just sit down and watch your kid and talk to your kid afterwards. Don't critique any other player, even if you know it's dead and it's so obvious. Doesn't matter. Dang.
There's a lot of hatred that goes on.
There's a lot of good too. Okay, we always talk about hatred with everything because you're looking on For You on YouTube. Blah 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 blah.
What is For You?
It's other.
Is that what's showing me all the people getting killed?
Yeah,
and
God dang right it is.
Oh my God, I don't want For You. Jelly Roll had a comment. You know who Jelly Roll is?
Yeah, I do. Country singer.
He was in prison back when he was a kid, and a lot of face tattoos.
I like him.
He's cool, man.
He's cool. He was just on Rogan.
Was he?
Yep.
Jelly Roll?
Yep.
Well, he went off on Twitter. He's like, what is this place?
What place?
He's like, people always warn me. Full of hate and anger and
Twitter?
negativity.
Yeah, well, he's on For You, bro. There's a lot of positive.
For You.
Well, listen,
can you get off of For You?
Twitter, I don't give a shit. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me mean to people. But like, if you got to understand, Twitter's not everything that goes on. If you walk down the street, probably, I would say, and you were in a jam, people are going to try to help you. Now, I do see a lot of video of people getting jumped and no one does a damn thing about it. Some woman came out the other day and said she was on a subway and with another group of women where they had an outing or whatnot, and this guy was all over the place, touching girls and being mean, and they're the ones that had to step up and try to stop it, which good luck with that. And all the other fancy lad guys on the goddamn subway just completely ignored it. Like, stuff does happen like that, man. But I think the majority of the world is good, depending on where you're at.
Majority.
You know.
Majority?
The majority is good.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I would say maybe at least in the United States and Canada.
I'll give you that.
Maybe Mexico.
Let me throw a scenario at you.
Maybe I'm wrong.
A high school kid got jumped. He's like walking, and he looked like he could take care of himself. You know what I'm saying? Like protect himself, defend himself. But he couldn't do anything against like literally 10 kids.
That's just got off. Yeah.
They jump him. They're beating the crap. He pulls out a gun and starts shooting.
Sometimes that's what you do.
Okay, so should he be? They're stomping on his head and stuff, Cam.
Fuck that. Shoot him.
Do you think he should be prosecuted for that?
No.
Even if he killed the kid? I don't even know what the result was.
It depends on how. Okay, you defend yourself one time, or you're starting to peg off guys afterwards. Just depends on what you're doing. That guy's trying to kick your head and try to kill you. We see these, again, this happens a lot where kids will get jumped, they bust their skull open, they're dead, or they're, you know what, for the rest of their life, a vegetable. So, no, you defend yourself. And I'll tell you what, if you're in Missouri, you can conceal and carry anywhere you want to go. Just so all y'all know.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a lot of cats out here, man, that are drawing weapons, and they're not bad people.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that are going to defend themselves. So if you're in, like, a coffee shop and you want to come in and rob it, you know somebody probably in Missouri is going to have something right on their hip.
Yeah.
And they're going to put you downtown fucking Chinatown.
Downtown.
And I learned how to goddamn do it the other weekend with Tony Twist.
Okay, we're going to talk about that here.
Shit kickers.
Downtown.
I hung out with Chinatown.
Can I ask you? I got to ask
Mandarin.
you. I got to tell you about something real quick before we get into that.
What?
'Cause I saw a video that just kind of made me sad, man.
What?
Ray John Rondo, former Boston Celtic point guard.
Yeah, what do you do?
And he was cool, man. You know, very good NBA player for a long time. Played at Kentucky. Great ball skills. He was in a car, like a nice Tesla. You can get Teslas now for like $30,000-$40,000.
Yeah.
This was like a nice ass Tesla. And it's amazing how now like a $30,000-$40,000 is like a low level car. I mean, cars are so damn expensive. Everything's too expensive.
I don't even believe that. I think it's way more expensive than that.
What?
Tesla? 30,000 for a Tesla?
For like the
little
those
ones?
little guys.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, but he wasn't in one of those.
Okay.
So the cops are kind of being cool and everything, and they bring him back. They ask him to get out of the car. He was going 100 miles an hour.
That's fast, dude. I'm sorry.
Going 100. And he had his son in his car. And he must have been there for like a basketball tournament or something. His kid looked like maybe he was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And the cop, you know, everything's on video, whatever. The cop brings him back, and then he said, "Hey, do you have anything in the car, you know, we need to worry about or anything?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "No drugs, no guns or anything." He's like, "Well, I've got a little bit of marijuana." He goes, the cop's like, "Okay, if it's just a little bit, it's fine. If it's a lot, then, you know, we may have to go down a different path." He's like, "No, it's just a little bit." He goes, "You know, I vape." He goes, "Oh, it's just a vape?" He goes, "No, it's flour, but I do vape typically." You know? So, okay, so anyway, they find a little bit of weed. The cop goes, "Yeah, I could smell that." It's like almost like they're setting him up a little bit, right? Giving him,
you could smell it.
creating a. I don't know if he was smoking weed in the car.
It doesn't even matter if you have weed in your car.
You can
you'd be able to smell it a mile away.
So he was like, but he didn't say, "I smell weed in the car. Do you have any weed in the car?" So then, now because he gets him to tell him that there's weed in the car, now the cops, now they have the right to search the vehicle, I guess, right? That's the way it works. Okay.
Wait, time out real quick. How much weed?
I don't think it was a lot at all.
Well, what's what?
I didn't.
Is it more than an ounce?
I don't think. I didn't see.
How big's the bag? Because if it's more than an ounce, then they're going to be like, "Wait a minute." Okay.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was.
Okay, just like
a
little
little
doobie.
personal use, you know. But anyway, but my point is, Cam, that gave them the right to search the vehicle.
Does.
They find a handgun in there that was loaded. Okay.
Where at?
He's in Indiana.
Where's that in the car?
Probably in the console or somewhere,
Okay,
or in a backpack. I don't know where it was. It wasn't just laying out. I mean, he wasn't being like an idiot with his kid.
Just asking.
But he had a gun in his car. And, well, now they're like, you can't be having a loaded firearm when you're under the influence.
With weed in your car.
And you're under the influence.
You know?
They, like, arrest him. Like, right in front of his 12-year-old kid, you know? Like,
I don't know if I feel bad for that.
the kid's kind of crying.
It's okay. You'll get out of it. Your dad's got money. You'll be fine. He's got a loaded gun with weed, and he's probably stoned. I don't know. With your kid in the car, I don't know.
Going 100.
Going 100 miles an hour.
Just don't go 100. You'll never get pulled over.
What's your point of this? Actually, that's the most ridiculous fucking who cares, man. Like, you can't do that. Like, it is what it is.
My thing is...
You think if that happened to you or me or anybody else going 100 miles an hour with a fucking kid in the car with a bunch of weed, grass, by the way, that stinks up everything, with a loaded gun shaking around everywhere.
Do you think they set him up to search the car?
He set himself up.
No, to search the car.
Dude, you're going 100 miles an hour. They could search your car anyway. Going 100, that's already a fucking...
Can't they just give you a ticket?
Yeah, but what are you doing? You got a kid, now we're kind of worried. Like, that is the most... Like, I don't feel bad for him at all.
I felt bad. No, I feel bad for the kid, dude.
No, you
I
feel
feel
bad
bad
for him
No,
because
I
he's
feel
a basketball,
bad
because he's fun and he dunked that one time and Andy's like, you're cool.
I feel bad for the kid.
Going 100 miles an hour with a kid in your car, like, fuck off.
I feel bad for the kid.
Nah, it doesn't bother me.
I think they set him up.
His kid will
got
be
him.
Andy, this is the kids that Andy feels sorry for. $100 million fucking kid in the goddamn Lamborghini with his daddy going 100 miles an hour. That's who he feels sorry for. I don't give a shit.
Hey, they got him to say something.
No, he got himself too.
So they could search the car.
He got himself.
Then they found the gun.
He got himself in a jam on that. You know.
Okay, you and Twister. Let me just talk, because first of all, you look like Charlie's Angels, number one. Okay.
You were bad at like.
Okay, no. First off, this guy looks like Charlie's Angels. You're not handling the gun properly. It's not taking safety protocols.
Whoa!
You're pointing the gun at people.
No,
you're pointing it down.
You're an idiot.
So I'm worried about the safety. I did not like the picture because of that.
Don't ever say that I wasn't holding the gun properly.
I don't think you were.
No. I was. And I was when I was shooting the game.
Someone's taking the picture. You got the finger on the trigger.
Dude, no, I don't have the finger on the trigger. Look.
That's on the trigger.
And it's not loaded. Those are prop guns. So shut the fuck up.
What's a prop gun?
A prop gun. It was unloaded.
Is it fake?
No, we did pictures and stuff. Yeah. No, you can make it real, but all the intangibles were out.
So they have prop guns that are specifically there for pictures.
Yes, dude. I did not handle the gun. Don't ever say that.
You know,
that's what ignorant people
think.
You know,
Alec Baldwin thought he had a prop gun.
Dude, they were shooting that gun earlier, so don't play that game with me.
He thought he had a prop gun.
Listen, don't ever say that, because no, we handled the gun.
You're pointing it.
No, pointing it right down, and there's nothing on the hand. My finger was fucking over the fucking trigger.
You're taking proper safety.
You don't know shit.
Was it
you
fun?
Don't know.
You had fun?
It was really, really cool. Asymmetric solutions. These guys train the highest shit-kicking sons of bitches in the military when it comes to Navy SEALs.
Really?
Yes, and it's governed by the DOD. You know what that is?
The Department of
Defense. So they had to wait 5 years and build this thing up in the Department of Defense. They had to sell it to them to get this government-funded money. And now they built up this 2,000-acre in Farmington, Missouri, and they are the coolest, nicest, shit-kicking motherfuckers. They train other SEALs. You get to be a civilian and go there and learn how to shoot guns and stuff like that. It's in Farmington. They are the real deal.
That?
They have different levels. You get tagged, you get awards and stuff like that. You work your way up.
What if you've never shot a gun before?
They'll teach you.
They will.
Now, they're more like guys that want to get better. It's not just shooting guns. You have to learn, just like hockey and anything, like how to defend yourself. Like hold the gun like that. There's so many different details that they explain to you. These guys are the baddest dudes on the fucking planet. And they have this place here. They have one in Texas, and they have another one, and the DOD funds it. So that means that they are the real deal. We have one here in Farmington, Asymmetric Solutions. You got to check those guys out. Twister's going to become a member. He wants me to go down there and set up.
A member of what?
They taught me more in one day with my handgun and where to put it and how to hold it. And I get weirded out by other people unless they're my fucking shit kickers. Like we were with like a couple other guys too. Like one of our camera guys, Sam, love you, he's like Andy size. He was like Andy size in high school, 5'3", like 100 pounds, and they have this out of AR that it jerked me around so fucking bad when I first. The video I put out, I got chirped by my military buddies too. I'm like, this first time I shot one of these things, man, it jerked me around. I was trying to fucking we're shooting cars, and I was trying to hit the mirror off of it, and he's like, just rip it down, and I couldn't. I'm like, I'm like, whoa, I'm like, okay.
What if you hit the ground right in front of you?
Yeah, just don't hit the rims on the wheels. I said, you're okay. Like it's okay. You're rolling the dice one way or the other.
Are you looking through a scope?
Yeah, but you're just eating it first, and you got to learn how to fucking take that pressure. It would have beat you. Whoa. It would have beat you up. That's why you gotta wait.
I need to go.
I don't want you around me because we're putting the holster, we're taking it out, we're shooting, we're putting the holster, we're looking around, we're shooting. Like they're legitimately teaching you. They blew up a fucking door to show how like fucking military will blow up a door, fucking go in like that. God, what the hell is it called? Like that kind of like that bomb that kind of goes off, doesn't kill anybody, but it kind of just blinds you.
It's a grenade.
And they blow these doors off. It's awesome, but they're the real deal. They take it dead serious, man. They got 2,000 acres and stuff like that. They got paintballs too. I told a couple of shit kickers there too that I grew up with that worked there, and they were Navy SEALs and stuff. Like, how about we do like a cool paintball thing where we go out there, we get guys, a team goes over there, team goes over here. We're all fucking camouflage out, and we fucking kind of take over different hills and take over different properties, just like we do on like video games.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could do that.
Does paintball hurt when you get hit?
Fuck yeah,
it does.
Goddamn right.
You got to wear those goggles and that face protection.
Oh, fucking
all right,
beat
so
the shit out of you.
Couple questions here.
Twister was.
What
hilarious.
kind of guns are you shooting?
It just took so long to get everything going that we were going to shoot sniper rifles at the end and stuff like that, but we didn't have time. But Twister and I going back down there. But I wanted more than anything.
What kind of guns did you shoot?
I shot a 9mm, and we were at target practice. That's all I wanted to do.
I think that's what Rondo had.
My hands are too big for it, and Twister's hands are too big for it.
They don't fit in there?
There's nothing. You don't put it in anything, Andy, you psycho.
Your finger, I'm saying.
No, not just that. But just holding the gun the proper way. Our hands kind of went a little googly. We had to really work on that. I have a 45 in my house, my handgun. So 45, it fits my big ass hands a lot better. Twister has all kinds of things, as Andy would know, because Twister went in there and put him downtown Chinatown when we fucking interviewed him back in the day. But it was a little too goofy. But I wanted to learn how to put it in the holster, bring it out, take it out, boosh, put it back, put the clip back in, reload, aim perfectly down the sight. Aim down the sight. You got to take your time, and this has that little loosey-goosey thing, so you kind of ease it up, and then you click it.
I'm getting very uncomfortable.
There's 3 different stages in the trigger. I loved it. I learned a lot about holding my handgun and gun safety, and that's what the fuck you do if you have a gun. That's what you need to do. You need to go fucking do that kind of shit, dude.
Yeah, you needed to be safe.
You need to figure shit out.
You need to be safe.
You got 3 kids.
You would know what to do with that 45.
No, I do. Are you kidding?
Last week you wouldn't have.
Nah, I would have.
I
knew enough.
You wouldn't have known.
This took me to a different level, and I can go to another level, another level, another level. Boom, bam, 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 bam. That's what I want. I want to be a shit kicker like them. I just want to be able to know what to do in situations. I love it, dude. Not to mention, I want to be able to camp outside, learn how to fix things, and build a shelter real quick if we have to. If we're staying the night because we couldn't get to each other. Badass. Just not up your alley. It's all good. No.
I don't think you were taking proper protocols at all. The way you're pointing that gun.
This ain't up his alley. All y'all know.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go there.
Are you?
Yeah.
They'll invite you.
Hey, what are you shooting? Cars?
All targets, cars, stuff like that.
Be honest, dude. Were you hitting the targets?
At the beginning, no.
Okay.
Then at the end,
see, that's what I'm talking about.
And
this guy, hey, get out of here, you robber, you bad guy! All of a sudden, you're hitting things that you shouldn't be hitting. You're not hitting the robber. You're not hitting the guy who's coming in.
You're right.
Burglarizing.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Most people think, I got a gun. You're absolutely right, Andy. Most people think, I gotta know what to do.
Like the Secret Service.
They don't know. Like Melissa McCarthy when Trump's getting fucking shot at. That's what they think. They think they're gonna fucking be John Wick. You're out of your goddamn mind. You need to go get fucking taught, dude.
You better get training.
Yeah, goddamn right. Andy's 100% right on this. I'm not chirping you. I was there for too easy on the trigger. I had to figure things out. I'm going bam, bam, and I'm shooting it all over the place. It's easy, boom. You get your little grip the first. There's 3 different stages in the trigger. So you figure it out. There's so many little details.
Bring these guys on the pod.
Well, they told. I got you. Why don't you calm down a little bit? I got to go down there and do my thing first, damn it. I got another little show I do.
Last in sales.
Yeah, well, I sold this for another show I'm doing, okay? Last in sales. Which ones?
Okay, settle down.
Which ones? Okay. You want to go through them? What are you talking about here? So anyway, it was really cool. Andy, I'm dead serious on that. Now I'm into it, dude.
Okay, settle down.
I'm into it. I want to fucking not hunt deer,
for you,
but I want to do the paintball thing and like kind of like.
Oh, I'd like to do that.
Hell yeah! And like now we got to stay up. We got to stay night.
Kids can have birthday party. Stay the night.
No kids. No,
they can't
kids.
do the paintball.
No. This is for soldiers, dude. We're just fucking around, maybe for video content. They're not doing that.
How many
this is
people
dead serious
are
stuff.
there at once shooting guns?
They have it all secure. Like you have these guys over here working
How do
on
you
their
make sure the guns aren't?
These guys are all.
You're not walking in front of where someone's shooting.
They have it all done, dude. You come on. They know.
They go through a lot of ammunition. That's not cheap.
They spent probably thousands and thousands of dollars on us with ammunition.
How was Soupy? Soupy
Makes
Campbell. I'll give you a shout out, Soupy.
I only felt I had me, Twister, Soupy Campbell, Jim Campbell, who we love.
Calder trophy finalist back
Corey Shiner, guys that kind of run the podcast that we have over there or whatever it is and stuff like that. And so like maybe our camera guy was learning and stuff like that. I only felt normal around Twister and the guys that work there. Everybody else, I'm like, God damn, man. Like, no, not that they were being crazy, but I just was like, no, I took it so serious. I just putting it in my holster when it's loaded with no safety.
Damn.
That scared me more than anything. Like, is it going to go off and hit my leg like Pascal Burress? They're just like, no, you got to get used to it. Just make sure nothing's down there. You don't have a fucking Slim Jim sticking up in your pocket where you put that motherfucker down and it hits the trigger. And now you blew your goddamn knee off. You got to look down, finger out the whole time, and then you get comfortable. Then I got comfortable. You're damn right.
Minimum 2-year sentence.
No, I'm going to kill myself.
Mandatory sentencing.
I'm going to bleed out. Although there's a hospital down there too.
Mandatory sentencing.
It's just stupid.
Is there a hospital on staff?
Yeah, there's a hospital right there, yes. And it's pretty
Have
close.
they had to take people there?
No, because everybody's shit-kicking motherfuckers, dude. They're not. There's a couple guys that I did ask them that. Good question, actually. On the hardcore stuff, they're not having civilians yet. Civilians are going to be taught how to shoot a gun, go to target practice. They'll show different things. Civilians. We call them civilians in the military. Like, that's regular people.
You're saying versus the military.
Regular people. Yeah. Okay. So will train people, but there are guys that go down there that are cocky. These guys have been in war zones. They've been in fucking the highest ranked officer. They are the biggest shit kickers you could get going. They've been through every single situation from, overseas to all that stuff. But they'll have guys that come in that have been shooting guns for a while that are cocky, Andy. They think that they're stubborn and do this, and they're just that. Those are the guys that piss them off the most. So, anyway, pretty cool stuff. Asymmetric solutions.
I did not like the way you were holding that gun in where you were pointing it.
You got nothing to say on this.
A lot of people comment. A lot of people had my back on that.
Nobody did.
A lot of people had my back on that.
They said it is toxic masculinity, though. It's toxic. Me and Twister look masculine. Big time masculine.
Anything new on the campaign trail you want to get to before we get to
Trump was funny the other night. Well, he's at McDonald's the other day, which is just good optics. You saw that, homie? You saw that, didn't you, Maddie?
Did he do that because of...
well, he's a fucking optics. You damn right he did that. You serving people at McDonald's. It's hilarious.
No, because she said she worked there.
Yeah, that all ties together. Doesn't matter. She lies. Like, they all lie.
Don't say that. You got to be nonpartisan because people are getting upset about that.
Don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I see what I see and I read my stuff. But I would say Trump was pretty funny. Remember I told Andy...
At the dinner?
I told Andy that he should get the white dudes for Kamala on his lower back, a tattoo.
Oh, my God.
And then he said something to the effect of, when he was in, he's like, I'm not worried about white dudes for Kamala voting because I know their wives and their wives' boyfriends their lovers will be voting for me anyway. That's a fucking rib right there. It's so funny and probably true.
But you can see how some of these politicians, man, like how they're like really actually good friends with each other. Like he and Schumer.
No, they fucking hate each other, dude.
No, I think he and Schumer.
Oh yeah.
They're like buddies.
Oh yeah.
I think he and Chuck hang out. Chuck was sitting right next to him.
Yeah, those two hang out together.
He's like giving him nudges and like patting him on the back. There's video later that night at the dinner. They're hanging out together and drinking wine together. Or actually, Trump doesn't drink. I didn't know that.
Hell no. I told you. You did know that because I told you that a million times. He's stone sober.
He said he's never had a drink.
He's stone sober, dude. Yeah, they're best friends.
What about Joe Biden?
Just like when,
hey, do you think?
Just like when Trump and Hillary were, when Trump was bashing Hillary in 16 or whatever it was, or maybe it was 18 or whatnot when he was president, and they're laughing. Andy, you look at that like they like each other now. They hate each other.
I think
Hillary wishes Trump was dead. Literally.
Oh my God. I think people need to be careful trying to act like they know what people are talking about when they're discussing things with one another. You know that at RFK's wife's funeral, you had Joe Biden and Obama. You think there was a heated conversation at a funeral?
Was that a funeral?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe Biden and Obama were right next to Bill Clinton.
There's so much AI going on. That little petty stuff. They have their own issues that they're dealing with right now. That whole thing was kind of a disaster.
You think Joe Biden's pissed that he's not running?
No, he doesn't. He probably wanted to quit for a while. You know.
Oh, I bet you he wanted to run again.
Yeah, I just think that they all knew he was fucked up, but then they lied and said, "No, he's great." Sharp as a tack. These politicians, they don't know when to stop. Fuck, they were rolling out. Look at Mitch McConnell. Doesn't he know where he's at? Look at Nancy Pelosi. She's getting rolled out in a
Nancy Pelosi, Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, but he's not. He's
voting.
Yeah,
he's 101 years old, dude.
He looks like he's 1,001.
Why are they doing that to him?
And he said that Kamala's my vote. I mean,
no, but he can't even talk. He doesn't know where he is.
But he's not making decisions.
He's in a vegetable state.
He's not making decisions like Nancy Pelosi or like all those.
Why would they roll him out like that? That's so disrespectful to a former president.
Why would they do a lot of things?
Why
would you want to be alive?
You probably saw that on your For You.
Yeah, I see a lot of things in my For
You. Cam saw the white dudes for Kamala tattoos. For You on his Twitter.
I looked at you and I thought that if you were going to get a tattoo.
You know what I see on my For You?
What?
I see top plays in the WNBA. I see different defensive schemes.
You see how they miss like 10 air balls.
Different defensive schemes.
They get more talked about than the NHL. So we could chirp all you want. But they're talked about more on a national scale.
But we're in a bubble, so we don't know that.
No, we're not. We're in the United States bubble, which is the biggest bubble going. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm saying hockey fans who are knee deep, okay? Knee deep.
Yeah.
He's so deep that you just don't, you're so into it on the day-to-day, you just assume that it's like bigger than maybe
I know what you mean.
I get what you're saying. That it's like way big. Oh, yeah, the WNBA is not even close.
Here's why I know. Because Andy and I do radio in St. Louis, Missouri. The people that are on radio, for the most part, aren't monster hockey fans. They're basketball fans. They're this, they're that. They don't like talking about it. So they defend other sports against hockey. Mm-hmm. They defend basketball and how much basketball
they put down hockey.
They put down hockey and the viewership, and they somewhat denounce it so they don't have to talk about it because they don't watch it because it's the one sport they don't watch. And I get that because it's the hardest sport to watch.
And it's hard. If you don't know the game, it's hard to talk about. You can't keep up.
Can't keep up with it. Not to mention you can't keep up with it with other hockey fans that really know what they're talking about. They'll put you.
So they get angry instead, and they say they hate it. Nobody cares.
Well, they'll give out stats, and they'll say the viewership's down. They're lower, almost to the WNBA, or this is taking over. No one talks about hockey. Maybe here in St. Louis a little bit for the Blues, but if they're trying to talk about other things going on in hockey, they denounce it unless it has something to do with the Blues because they look at the numbers. So I have to hear about that all the time. That's why I bring it up. We're not in a bubble down here, Andy. We're in a monster fucking bubble with the United States, and I think that goes on in a lot of places. Do you think there's a ton of commercials out west and too many out east when there's all that shit going on? We had Keith Jones on the other day. He's in Philadelphia. He fucking played for the Flyers. He's on a goddamn morning show. They don't even ask him.
A brand, an institution, one of the most famous, iconic hockey brands in the league in a major market, historic franchise.
That's why we ask Biz about this all the time. And Biz is like, well, hockey's in a great spot. I'm like, I get that. I just think that it's not as big as it should be. I have to hear about this shit every day working with people, and I hate it.
Well, that's why. And what Biz is saying, hey, maybe when McDavid wins a cup, he'll come out of his shell. But I think his personality is what his personality is, right?
Dude. He's just, that's who he is.
He's
I disagree
he's
with
not
him on
going
that.
to turn into something that
No.
he's not.
No, I just think that he should do a better job. Like if you even look at we got to get ESPN going. Like shit. Like that's a little thing. Like
And listen, I brought up Tyreek Hill. It's probably a bad example because of what
It's
just
funny.
happened,
It's
whatever.
funny. Who
But
cares?
they're at his locker again yesterday.
I
He's
know.
just putting on a show, man. Like
he's chirping the coach.
they're
Not that you want
they're
that.
entertaining, dude. And I think there is a cultural aspect to it. And so that changes a little bit, maybe when you look at hockey
Changes
players,
a ton. That's the whole thing.
No, that's it. That is
It's
it.
the whole thing.
That's it.
Guys are humble. And I even like Biz is such an anomaly. He is such an anomaly that where he took his personality to a T and didn't even cover it up with any kind of gloss or anything. He
Right.
said, this is who I'm going to be, and I'm going to go with it. And look where he's at. He's the biggest thing going in hockey.
And I saw an interview with the kicker from the Detroit Lions,
Yeah.
who has a great story. Like 2 years ago, he thought he was done with football and he was like selling bricks or something like that. And now he's kicking game-winning field goals like he did yesterday against Green Bay or whoever. No, it wasn't Green Bay.
Who
Green
they
Bay
play?
won. They almost lost the game down the stretch, but regardless, Minnesota.
Minnesota, who was
Yeah,
undefeated.
yeah. So, they
I like Dan Campbell.
but he's like different, right? He's not like one of these outspoken. He's at the podium. He might as well have been a hockey player when he's talking. He's just very humble, very respectful, saying all the right things. Just wasn't loud and entertaining like you see from a lot of these other
He's
guys
not
who
moving
play.
the needle. Pat McAfee.
Yeah,
Look at Pat McAfee did as a kicker. Like he's kind of like Biz.
punter. Yeah,
Or punter, whatever he was, kicker. They're all the same thing to me. My bad. But I would say that, like, look what he did. He did the same thing, and look where he's at.
mm-hmm.
So, like, if I'm a hockey player,
and he was loud when he
he's
played.
really loud when he played. He was crushing guys too in weird ways. Like,
Oh
he
my
would
God! Did you watch that video the other day?
Yeah, he's cool.
Did you know that?
Pat McAfee talks about hockey. And
Did you know he could hit like that?
he's a big guy. He should, I would if I was kicker. I'm like, I gotta do something else. I want to
He's
knock
doing like
guys
the
out.
Conor McGregor after like his celly.
But anyway, like I just think if I'm like a Nathan Walker on the Blues, I just be doing things, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe it's hard though. I had to stop doing it. I'm a crazy son of a bitch. Like imagine I was like this when I played. I did with the Blues here and there, but once I got with the Devils, I'd be like, stop. Like I remember, like I saw some old interviews on YouTube. My head's down. I'm like, like I was scared of Lou. It just scared me to even bring my personality out. The Blues was different. I was a little much louder and did funny things and whatnot, and it was cool because I was in this little bubble here. But no, I got scared. So I kind of get it. But I look back on it. I should have kept my Twitter going. I should have kept all my social media. Even if Blue said something, I just should have kind of probably. Then again, you're like maybe he would have got. I don't know. So
I'll have to
anyway,
go back and listen to what you just said because I really wasn't paying attention there.
I'm not talking to you.
Maddie, what's he saying, Maddie? I mean,
What do you mean?
The last 30 seconds, clip that off for me so I can listen to that in the car on the
Did
way.
Andy make a funny statement for once? Talking about my social media.
Bench clearers, baby. Benchclearers.com. Hey, Cam, they got those windbreakers out right now.
That's what you need now.
And they got these blankets, too. These blankets are perfect for the campfire because my fires are going to be going here soon, man.
Yeah, man. I was
Can't wait.
making fires all weekend, though.
Oh, were you?
Dang right. Dang right.
You need to learn how to use your firearm before
You need to learn something
You
else
need-
besides hockey.
This guy.
Andy would be like,
Cam's like-
if hockey went away, what would you do?
Cam's like, here, take a picture of me. Take a picture.
Good one.
Somebody take a picture of me. I'm like, damn, dude, put the gun down.
No, it was down. It was a prop.
Hey, guys, where am I shooting at? I mean,
Not shooting because it's a
dude.
prop. I'm not shooting anything.
Well-
It's a prop.
Baldwin thought it was a prop.
Huh?
Baldwin thought it was a prop, too.
Like Andy's trying to like. I chirped you quite a bit today. What's up? And nothing to do it. You need to worry about. I would worry about other things. My gun safety. You need to get a goddamn gun. What you need. At least I'm learning. That's what you should do if you own a gun. Learn how to shoot the damn
You
thing.
gotta make sure you get a couple more lessons in before you.
I did pretty good, man. I did pretty good. Find something else.
Does Kate-
Anything else?
Does Kate know how to use it?
No, not yet. She wouldn't be able to
And
shoot
you're
that. She
leaving
needs to
town.
shoot a 22.
You better get a house alarm, dude. You need an alarm in your house, dude.
I already have one.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
Sure.
We have security in our neighborhood, dude. They're gonna put a fucking gate up too.
Are they?
Yeah.
In
We
your,
wanna-
on your, because there's a gate in the other part of the neighborhood already, isn't there?
But coming in, coming out, gate, so you can't.
Those
come
can
in.
be a pain in the ass too.
Only at 10 o'clock at night they would do it. Put it down at 10 o'clock. There's
Oh.
no traffic then.
Okay.
Golf courses already rocking. No, I'm worried about the daytime. You're not worried about anything out where I live. You need to worry about you.
No, my neighborhood's actually very safe. Very safe. No, it is.
Well, they look at your neighbor like no one's want to rob your neighbor's house. So
Rob your neighbor.
There's only a few houses in your neighborhood that people probably want to rob, and it's yours and your neighbor's, not your neighbor who has a tall grass. That doesn't cut it.
Praveen he's had workers out there every day, and they're literally not doing anything.
They're doing nothing.
They're just there. I'm like, are you just hiring these? I don't know where he finds these guys either.
Put your foot down.
Like, you know how they have these trucks? Like, there's no business on the truck. No business. It's just a plain truck. It's like you just found them on like Craigslist or something.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Kidnappers. Hey, but benchclears.com. Get that Black Friday. Prepare for that Black Friday sale. That's coming up too.
Yeah.
But get those blankets, dude. They have all the American League teams. You can get some NHL ones too.
I'll take one of the blankets. Hell yeah. It's getting cold.
I've got one.
Sitting outside the other. See, you have. What the fuck is that? Hey, can you guys hook me up, please? Andy steals everything. You know, he hoards it. I get nothing.
That's not true. They got the hoodies too.
Those are cool.
You can still get the tank and wear it in the fall and the winter. That's what I want to tell people, because you can just put it over a hoodie. Like, they're big enough and they're comfortable enough. You just put it over a hoodie.
Like your own jersey.
Yeah. So you can do that. So don't think it's only a summer thing, man. Bench Clears, benchclears.com. Cam and Strick, use that promo code and do it today. Okay?
Hell yeah.
Firstform.com. Listen, man, I have never felt better. I have never felt better.
Got my vitamins.
The vitamins, the collagen,
my coffee in the morning,
the bars, the energy
I had my
drinks,
beef stick today.
The apparel.
Even
their t-shirts fit great.
I'm wearing First Farm right here, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they have everything. Use our link though, firstform.com/Cam&Strick. Do it today, baby. Firstform.com. Love having First Form on board, as always, with the Cam and Strick podcast. Blue Note Roofing. Cam needs some help on his roof, David.
Dave, hook me up. Well, you don't have to hook me up. Just come out, and I just got some shutters and a couple flower baskets.
I don't think he does that.
No, but it's way up on my
roof. He does roofing.
No, I know, but it's part of it.
Okay.
So he wants to get one of his guys to come out.
Okay.
And then I'll take a picture after it's done.
Oh, perfect. And you can't miss the trucks, man.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of that
bright yellow trucks with blue notes all over it.
I'll talk hockey with you.
314-920-5713.
I was just going to see if he could do that.
Yeah, I think he can.
Yeah.
Oh, I know he can. He can do anything.
Yeah.
Gutters, soffit, fascia.
It's all connected.
Roofing.
My roof is still steep.
Siding.
Dude. Steep as hell, man.
You have a lot of things you need to be doing.
Yeah.
You need to redo your bathroom too.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like bad. It's just green.
Yeah, it's green.
It's 90s green.
90s green. It was nice at one point in time.
It was huge, yeah. It was all the nicest stuff at the time this chick had, this little lady.
Yeah.
She did it right. Worry about your neighbors. Worry about your neighbors.
Happy birthday to Mike Danton, who's 44
Yeah,
today.
get him on.
Doesn't want to talk about it.
Well, shit. The biggest story of
I'll
your life.
never forget where I was at that time. Changed my life too, Cam, actually.
Lou had to talk to me and Dance and Jefferson at the time in Devil's Camp.
Mike Jefferson.
He brought us up to his office and said, "I don't want you guys fighting each other." We're like, "Okay." And that was that. And then Mike Jefferson said, "I'm not going to drink Lou's Kool-Aid."
Yeah,
not because of the fight stuff.
No,
I don't think he wanted to fight me, to be honest with you.
But he was probably told to say that
by his agent, Frosty.
Frosty had the ability to climb into his head and basically tell him what to say, what to think, how to act, what to do. Yeah. Frosty wouldn't like that when I said that. Frosty came after me quite a few times, actually.
He'd kick your ass.
Think?
I don't know. I don't know what he looks like.
I don't know if he would. I don't know, but Frosty, and people don't even know, man. I hate to even do this to him, but I mean, he was Danton and Sheldon Keefe, man. Those were his go-tos.
Yeah.
He had some other guys too.
Yeah, you're right.
He had some other guys too, but those were his main number one and number two.
Yep.
Sheldon Keefe and Mike Jefferson. But happy birthday, Mike, man. Listen,
I hope he's doing better, man.
He is. And you know what? He's a family man. He's got kids. He overcame some serious adversity.
Yep.
And I've always said this about Mike. My interactions with him that year, I got to know him relatively well that year. he was great to deal with, man.
Really?
And he was entertaining to watch. He was fun to watch. He had personality on the ice.
He was a good
He
player.
could skate. He
Shoot.
could get pucks in, pucks out. He could
Hits.
chip in a little bit offensively. He would
Fights.
hit, scored a playoff goal just a few days before he got arrested, where his life changed forever. He would have stayed in the league for a few more years.
I agree.
Man.
I agree with you.
But he got caught up in a bad situation as a young kid. Couldn't get out of it. But you know what? He made the most of his situation. Even when he came out, he picked hockey back up, went overseas, played overseas, won a university championship in Canada where somehow he still had eligibility, even though he played in the NHL. But he still had eligibility. And they won a university championship and all of that, man. So I was really happy that he was able to overcome some of that.
Yeah, he went through a weird time.
Now, Mike Danton, or David Frost, years ago, I remember he was running like a off-ice workout facility in California. I was getting phone calls, and he was going by a different name. His brother-in-law was Wes McCauley.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Or is Wes McCauley.
It was.
I think it is.
I think he's still alive.
No,
We talked about him the other day.
no, I mean, I think David's still married to his sister.
Oh, okay.
So the guy who was running the off-ice facility had the last name McCauley. And they were like, I swear to God, it's David Frost, but he goes by McCauley.
Oh, no.
And in this off-ice facility, he had all these off-ice, skating treadmills and stuff like that. But he had one jersey hanging up in the facility, and it was a Mike Danton Blues jersey. So that kind of gave it away, too. They're like, he looks and you could identify David Frost's voice from miles away, man. I mean,
is he still alive?
Or, a million miles away. So I call up to they're tipping me off. And I had a website called truehockey.com at one point in time. And this is right after, like a day or two after I launched this website. So I call up to the facility, and sure enough, the guy answers. I'm like, hey, is this David Frost? And he's like, who's this? Blah, blah, blah. He hangs up the phone on me. So it's all I needed. I had the confirmation it was him. I talked to this guy for hundreds and hundreds of hours. And we actually got along pretty well. He used to get so mad at me, because he wanted me to say and do exactly as he said. And I'm like, I think on my own.
Yeah,
I'm doing my own thing here. I can't just do everything you want me to do. A lot of our conversations were very productive, and I actually liked Dave. But he would get very, very angry at me. And I'll crush you like a pretzel, he'd tell me, and stuff like that.
Pretzel?
Oh, yeah. And so anyway, I knew that was him, and I reported that he had this off-ice facility that he was going under an alias. And a few days later, he shut it down.
Oh,
and
what if he's helping kids?
I don't know.
No, he's fucked, man. No,
I was talking to coaches were calling him out from California who were reaching out to me.
Yeah.
He should not have been around kids. I'm sorry at that stage.
Not at all. No. So, you probably helped out kids.
You know what I'm saying?
To be honest with you, he probably had another victim because they are victims of him. He's a manipulator. We've seen this with Theo Flurry. We've seen this with guys, man, not just in hockey too.
And I don't know if it was that level of abuse or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
It was enough, dude. It was enough.
It was more of the mind games, the controlling.
Yeah,
he
enough.
Basically got. I mean, they left their families. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sheldon Keefe reunited with his family, but there was a time where he wasn't talking to his parents either.
It's manipulative, man. There's guys that could do that to you, to young kids.
And his brother is a great guy too, Adam Keefe, right?
Love Adam. Tougher than dog shit.
And Adam Keefe would terrorize Mike Jefferson's little brother in the OHL. And he would fight him and stuff like that.
Adam Keefe is really tough.
Mike Jefferson had a little brother trying to find his way in the OHL and just, he was going through some shit. Lost his brother, essentially. I remember
embarrassing.
I remember going to their house, to the Jefferson house, and sitting down across from a table, interviewing his parents. I was the first person to get a live interview after Mike got arrested with David Frost and with Steve Jefferson, Mike's dad, who just lost it on the phone, and it was.
What's he hate? I bet you he was just like.
They wanted to just
because I bet you
they knew right away. They were like, David Frost is behind us. David Frost is behind us. And the girl who worked at the rink, who was arrested for this whole conspiracy, she ended up getting off. But I got to know that family. The night that she was found not guilty, I was at their house in Florissant.
Florissant.
Yeah, I mean, I got to do a whole thing on this. I don't want to bore the people. Yeah.
No, you're not boring. That's a good story. Yeah. But I think I bet you Mike, shunned his parents away too, because that's the first thing an agent, a manipulator wants you to do is
he was living with them, Cam.
Disown your parents. Your parents are wrong. They're wrong on what they're saying. No, I'm right. Your parents are wrong, and then they get you separated from them. Now they got you.
And it probably wasn't a perfect home life either.
Maybe not,
right?
But even if it is a somewhat kind of normal, you go through a phase where you ignore your parents anyway.
Right. But the other brothers seem to have a good experience living with this family, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, Blue Note Roofing, call David Novak today, 314-920-5713. Cam, Illinois Recovery Center.
Yeah, Chrissy Pondoff and Eric Conley right there in Swansea, Illinois. Listen, we've all been through hell. Listen, you know people that have been through hell. Not everybody's been through hell. Andy probably hasn't. I have. And it's not a good thing. And it's very, very difficult to get off of. Very difficult. Don't care what it is. It's whatever it is, it's hard to. Well, they can help you. And it's right there in Swansea, Illinois. They'll deal with all the insurance stuff. You just got to get right. You're spending so much goddamn money on whatever your addiction is anyway. You got to go there and you got to get it done. It's going to help out and be normal again. Swansea, Illinois Recovery Center, Eric Conley, Chrissy Pondoff, they do a damn good job. Right there where Clayton Keller's from in Swansea.
Hells yeah.
Yeah. Check them out. Do what you got to do. I get messages every fucking day.
And they're big supporters of hockey too. Man.
Oh,
they
big
love the
time.
game.
Big time.
But
we love them over
if you need help or you know somebody that does need help, there's no better place to turn to than the Illinois Recovery Center. Shilly Plastering, Cam. Get plastered with Shilly Plastering.
Yeah. Get that pool. My neighbors still got their pool out.
Oh, mine do too, actually. They still have the pool open.
It's probably like 90 degrees in that mug.
You know how I knew that? Because Blay ran away yesterday.
And ran in the pool. That's a Hoosier ass move right there.
He didn't go in the pool, but the people who had him, I saw their pool and it was very nice. It's still open. We talked about the pool being open.
Really
They're like, hey, it's heated, man. Why
it's heated.
It's like almost 80 degrees every day still. So.
Yeah, it has been.
Like why?
And even at night,
shut it down?
Don't know. It's 80 degrees.
Although
it's a dry 72 degrees.
I was so nice. I said, who did your pool? They said Shilly Plastering.
Of course they did. Everybody does. Been around for a long time. That's Ryan Shilly. His daddy's Davey Shilly. Coach me AAA, baby. What's up? What's up with you? Yeah. Shilly, baby. Dang right. Need help with the next one? What's wrong with you?
I'm just letting you go.
Bellman.
Pebble Tech.
We gotta go, man. We got an interview.
Technology.
Like your
Pebble Tech Technology. So do that too.
Andy's acting like he's being
5-year warranty. Shilly Landscaping or Shilly Plastering. Sparks Hockey, baby. Got me through the weekend.
Well,
got my kid through the
Lori
weekend.
through the weekend. Although she almost had a heart attack.
Oh my God.
We talked about that.
I was like, oh God, please no one make that public.
I mean, if I was a dick, but I'm not.
And I got some texts from other they were like they
that was unbelievable.
She just won the lottery.
I've never seen anything like that.
What do I do? Oh my God.
What would you, when you saw that, were you like,
I was like, oh God.
Because you're like, you saw the goal, you're like, yes. And then you saw Lori.
I was like, okay, just don't think of that. I'm just trying to ignore that.
Oh, Jesus. God dang, girl, you okay? You okay?
You see little Ivy in the video?
No.
Oh yeah, she's in there.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Cheering her hands.
I only saw one thing. I didn't even see the shootout. I saw Lori.
Oh, well, watch the shootout.
I did. I know exactly what he did. He went bop, bop. I saw it. Took forever for him to get to one point to the other.
Well, he came in slow, kind of like Kuznetsov.
No. They're tiny. They're 8 years old. They're tiny. That rink looks gigantic.
It is. It's a big rink. Beautiful rink, man.
They play.
Must be nice to play college hockey.
Yeah.
At a nice
Notre Dame
program.
Oh, dang right. Dang right.
Jack Williams, Jack Larrigan, Paul Fisher was a Blues draft pick, but they've got a lot of Blues connection on that team. And Neil Komodowski kind of done a lot. Jan Stassi. We've had a lot of guys who come through there. Jan's doing television, dancing right now, doing stuff with the Colorado Avalanche.
Jan is?
Jan, he's doing like studio work.
Really?
With the Avs, yes. And he's like dancing on camera. Jan, I see you.
Send me that mug.
I will. So funny.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Love him. Snore. So. God, he snored so fucking bad.
So anyway, Sparks Hockey, use the promo code Cam and Strick. It's going to save you more money than Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Don't let you know who.
Seth. Psycho Seth. You know,
Total psycho.
weirdo. Fuck your skates up. Don't have it happen.
No, he will.
No, he will. He doesn't care.
And he'll do some other things too that we don't
We
necessarily.
can't get into it. But his mom and dad, I put them
They're
in
ready
jail.
for him to get out of the house.
I want, like, no, put your foot down.
Mhm.
See, that's where the parents, a lot of times, they're starting to go to jail if they
Mhm.
know that what's going on. Maybe they leave their
The
weapon
manager
out.
at the hockey shop's calling the parents, be like, "Hey, is Seth home? He's late. He hasn't showed up for
Yeah,
work today.
He smells like
He
pneumonia.
smells like he hasn't showered."
He smells like dead carcasses and pneumonia. we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
He loves his job.
He's a good kid. He's gonna be an astronaut. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what he's looking up.
It's gonna be a fireman.
He's gonna work for NASA. Oh yeah, that's what he's looking up at night. Get on with yourself.
Who's the most interesting man in the world?
I see. I did this to Andy the other day. I don't know if you guys clipped that off or not. We were bored talking to Biz.
No, we
and-
weren't.
No. Wait.
Oh my god.
We were bored before we talked to Biz.
He wasn't on yet.
He wasn't on yet. We're waiting on Biz. No, we're never bored talking to him. Good call on that, Andy. My bad. So anyway, we're just like sitting there, like talking. I go, "Who's the most interesting guy on the planet?" Interesting. Who's the most interesting guy on the planet? And Andy's like, And he's like one-dimensional, you know. He goes, "Stephen A. Smith?" I go, "No." And he goes, God, let me think outside the box. Whoopi Goldberg? I go, no. I don't know. Just tell me. I don't know. Then he starts talking about hockey players and stuff. I'm like, no. It's Elon Musk. He's the most interesting guy, whether you like him or not.
We'll talk
He's
about that
the
in
most
the close.
interesting guy in the world.
We'll talk
He's
about
the most
that
interesting guy in the
in
world.
the close. We'll talk about
Andy
that.
said Stephen A. Smith. He's.
We'll talk about that in the close.
Well, you asked me.
We'll
I'm gonna
talk
tell
about
you.
it in the
Go,
close.
let's go. We don't got
Sparks
that much
Hockey,
time.
baby. SparksHockey.com. Do that today. Proper cannabis.
Yeah.
Get your mind right with proper cannabis. Cam and Strict 20. That's the promo code to use. That'll save you what, Cam? 20%.
20 goddamn %. Get that mind right with the fire going on, like I did over the weekend, and I ate a lot of food. God dang!
Save you 20%.
You dang right.
They got that nighttime. The honeybee.
Downtown Chinatown. If you want to sleep, that'll do it. That'll do
I
it.
slept like a baby last night. After the wedding the night before, I was just tired yesterday.
People care. People care. We gotta go.
Hey,
Let's get going. Come on. Good God, we still gotta know.
but if you're dealing with whatever
wanna be here all fucking day.
pain issues, whatever you're dealing
Yeah,
with.
man, go to Proper Cannabis. Let's go. I told you all about them.
Cam at Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dicks. Missouri. Troy, Missouri.
From Missouri, but you do get flavored water and sushi, of course.
There's his creative side coming out.
And so you go ahead and get some of that.
Creative side.
Buick GMC on one side of the
Holy
street,
fuck.
including that GMC Hummer.
Yeah, that's cool.
Other side of the street is Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Cam's looking at that two-door Jeep, soft top,
I saw a Wagoneer today, you know.
small wheels,
I saw a
pink,
Wagoneer,
flames on the
all-
side.
Yeah, all blacked out. Wagoneer with
Oh, that's
22-inch rims, too, all blacked
That's
out.
sick.
I go, this thing's the coolest thing on the road.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I think some NBA player is driving that, too, that I know.
cool.
Maybe a WNBA player, too.
Well,
She's
they're
got
probably in
kids.
debt like Angel Reese is. I have an $8,000 a month, like, apartment, okay? And I
Oh
make
my
$70
God.
grand, and I don't know what to do with my means.
What do you mean?
And then I'm gonna take pictures of myself with my thong and my ass hanging out, and then like don't sexualize me.
Is that what
Whatever.
she says?
Yeah, she's an idiot.
She wears very explicit shirts. Bellman.com, baby. Say hi to Danny Boy.
Hi, Danny.
And Dale.
Dale.
And Kenny.
Kenny. What's up, baby? How you guys doing? Happy Halloween.
Biznasty, baby. On this edition
Let's
of the
go.
Cam and Strick Podcast. Let's go, Biz. The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview. So, dude, Arizona. Arizona's easy living, isn't it? It's like easy.
Yeah, I love it here. Like good hiking, it's clean, it's gridded properly, so you're not dealing with crazy amounts of traffic. And after spending 5 years here playing in the NHL, it just kind of became my American home. I just felt comfortable here, and I have enough friends here. Another thing too is like, obviously we're in the hockey world. Like it's nice to get that separation too, where when you go out, like, not everybody's dialed into hockey or asking you about hockey. So it's a good little separation and I love it. And yeah, I can't really see myself moving from here, or at least I'll keep like a home base of some sort here.
I feel like you're at a spot where you need to be in Arizona, man. Like, because if you're anywhere else where hockey is a little bit more, mainstream, I bet you can't even walk down the fucking street.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like you guys in St. Louis when you go out and like everyone's like, hey, what do you think of the team? Like, how's the power play? What do you think of this guy? So for me, like, I love the game. I love everything I have associated to it, much like you guys. But I also like other things, and I like to dial out and experience it all. So yeah, I mean, it's awesome here, and I like going back up to Vancouver in the summer. That's kind of the area that I hang out of, that part of the world, because it's too hot here. I just spent 2 months there this past summer, and it's just a great 1-2 punch. I usually actually. The minute I kind of get my free time, I drive up north. I always do the drive. I stop in Jackson, Wyoming. I have a piece of dirt there that I'll eventually like build like a barn on or something. And then I love driving. I like clearing the mind, getting phone calls out of the way, and thinking of stuff. And then and then settle in there. So Pacific Northwest. Have you guys ever spent much time in Vancouver outside of playing? Cam?
Andy, I mean, I've been out there plenty of times. But like you talk about Jackson, I'm like, that's where it's at right there, dude. So you got a piece of land there. So we're just looking like, fuck, I'm gonna spend a little bit of money. Let me go to the most beautiful place in America, and you just find like a little lot.
Hang on to it. Flip it in 5 years.
Hold on to that thing.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'll probably hold on to it. I was dating a girl and she brought me there for the first time, and I'd never been there. And I was blown away. And first time I went there, we went and looked at a piece of dirt, and I bought it instantly because I was just mesmerized with the place. And I just really like the outdoors. And, in an age where we're all on our phones constantly and just constantly dialed in, it's a place where you can go and you can dial out. And Andy, I didn't know that you spent a little bit of time in Vancouver as well.
I was up there, for almost 2 weeks this summer. It was nice, man. I loved it. We were up in Whistler. My son had a hockey tournament in North Vancouver at the North Shore Winter Club, baby. And we were staying downtown and watching guys like shoot up like right in front of my kids. I'm like, okay, like let's not watch. We're like stepping over people. So downtown was a little, but you get out of downtown, man. Like we did Grouse Mountain, we did everything, man. I love Vancouver. Oh yeah. And then getting up to Whistler, dude, it's one of my favorite places. Yeah. I took my wife there a few years ago. Like 5 years ago, man, our 10-year anniversary. Like the draft was in Vancouver. She came with me, and then we went up there for like 10 days, dude. And I took my whole family out there this summer. Love it.
What was your gross grind time?
Dude, I took the what's it called? The fucking.
You took the gondola.
I took the gondola.
No, Biz, he acts like he's an outdoorsman, but he's really not. He goes to the fancy places, but he'll brag like he saw bears and wrestled them.
I saw a couple bears up there. Hey, listen, no, I took the gondola up there, but it was beautiful. It was nice. It was fucking cold, man.
No, it's awesome. They actually got like a couple bears up there.
They do.
They let chill, and they have them enclosed, obviously, where you can't go. You just kind of look at them, which is kind of bullshit that they lock the bears in. I almost feel bad for them, but
dude, they're the fattest bears I've ever seen in my life. They don't move. Yeah. They just feed them, dude. I took pictures of them, and I think I sent it to Cam.
No, he probably tweeted it like, fuck, this is dangerous. I'm going to protect my family.
I acted like I just walked into it on a hike, and like there's this bear, but it was like the friendliest bear. My kid and like a couple of his teammates, they were like throwing stuff in there. We almost got kicked out of there.
It was
kind of a scene.
That's what Hoosiers do.
That's why it's so fat.
I know. I know. Dude, it's the fattest bear I've ever seen.
So you like to get away from hockey. I mean, it's hockey, God, nonstop. So when you do get away, like, what do you like doing, dude? Are you skiing? Are you into other kind of shit? Like what are you into?
The first time I skied was a couple of years ago with a buddy Sheldon of mine in Aspen, and we couldn't do it as players, right? Because if you got hurt, they'd rip up your contract. Well, at least guys like me and you. So I waited and I loved it. It was like being back on your blades again, because it's very similar to hockey in the sense of the edges. and another activity where you have to be completely dialed in and you're not on your phone, right? Your phone's gone. You're in the moment. And by the time the day's done, you're gassed, your legs are sore, you feel accomplished. So I really loved it. And that's another reason why I ended up buying a Jackson too, to make that like a wintertime activity. But just trying to, like, as you get older, guys, like, you got to like worry about your health so much. So a lot of just like working out this summer, I really tried to dial back in with my physical health, and all those lingering injuries kind of have maybe held me back a little bit, but just addressing that type of stuff. So life has definitely gotten a lot more simple as I've gotten older. It's not like the crazy times that, like back in the day, all the partying and stuff. And I don't even booze 10 months of the year. Like the minute August 31 hits, I go 10 months dry. And summertime, I indulge a little bit with my buddies. And I mean, as you guys saw at the Stanley Cup Finals, we were kind of in one.com the entire time. But yeah, just pretty much like that, hanging out with my friends. And going back to the Pacific Northwest in Vancouver, like the boating there, like getting out on the boat, like if buddies got boats, like I would say that whole area is probably top 3 boating areas of the world. And I would put it like, I haven't been to Croatia. I heard Croatia is incredible, but just like, getting to hop over to all these different little islands, like some of which are in the States, like Roche Harbor or whatever. And then, my home base in Canada is Victoria, BC, a little place called Oak Bay. Tyson Berry's from there. The Ben boys are from there. It's got a good little hockey community. And you actually mentioned like the North Shore and going to play in that Vancouver tournament. It feels like there's almost like a resurgence of players coming out of there now, like Matt Barzell, Connor Bedard, who I got to do the gross grind with and spend a little time with. Fascinating kid.
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorites.
He's cool.
Dude.
We love Connor Bedard.
Yeah.
Hey man, and we can talk some boating too, because I'm into boating also. We should be hanging out.
No, he's into everything I'm into.
We should be hanging out. Hey, listen, how do you feel about? And you got to remind us, man. Were you working with the Coyotes up until they left? And how do you feel about them being in Utah now? Like, is that like leaving an empty spot in your heart there? Are you okay with it?
Like I just like, you always want the guys to be like happy, the players. And I know that they loved it here. I know that the ownership situation was frustrating them a little bit. I just slowly, with the workload outside of the Coyotes, kind of drifted away. The people that I got to work with there, like Todd Walsh, Tyson Nash, you guys know him, of course. Jody Jackson, Bob Heathouse, Lindsey Fry, like the list goes on, and Matty McConnell, Rich Nairn, all the people that I got to work with from the beginning were incredible. I just really felt like the ownership group at the time was hosing them over. You could tell they were just treating it as something to try to make money off of. And I slowly kind of just backed off. And then by the time the last year was there, I think I did like 5 games, like 5 little things for them. But no, I slowly backed out. So it sucks at the fact that now all of a sudden they have this amazing team, or at least the start of what is going to be an amazing team and franchise. And all of a sudden it leaves. So my heart goes out to all the fans because they were so good to me, of course. And I really, really enjoyed my time in Arizona. And people might forget, but when I first got here, we were fortunate enough where we ended up making playoffs my first 3 years here. We went to the conference finals in my 3rd year. Those were the essentially the glory days. And we had great fans. We had a sold out building for a lot of the time that I was here. But yeah, it's a bit of a kick in the dick, boys, of the fact that they lost the team. I think that over time, this is like Vegas, a no-brainer of a market to have a team if you have good ownership.
Hey, Biz, I went to college up in Flagstaff. I don't know if you ever get up there, but I love Flagstaff.
No
dude.
shit.
Yes.
No
4 years.
shit.
5 years, baby.
Biz.
Okay. And so I love Flag. I try to get out there in the summertime too. But I used to go down with my buddies. We'd go get like cheap tickets, man. And when they were playing at America West, Roenick and Kachuk and Tepe Newman and all that. I mean, who was the goalie back in the day, dude? You know what I'm talking about.
Has been boozing.
Yeah, Happy Bullen.
Yeah.
But like, it was packed, man. I mean, it wasn't the best place to watch a game, but they got a shit ton of fans back then. I loved it.
So those were the original glory days, and they had the bad boys like Kachuk and Roenick, and it was like,
Dallas
it was a
Drake.
great, it was a great location too, because everybody would finish work, they would go grab a bite to eat, and then they go right to work, right to the rink downtown. And my understanding is the missiles that were in the crowd were second to none at the time when they have that rink going.
It was tank top season.
But over the past however many years, though, Biz, watching, and you're a part of it, and then starting to watch from afar, like, you're looking at, like, Clayton Keller and those guys playing in front of 4,000 people in a fucking college. I mean, it's pretty embarrassing. I felt bad for him, man. He's a St. Louis kid. He's a fucking superstar. He's getting attention now. No one even talks about him down there. Like, it was embarrassing for years.
It was.
Yeah, and it was a bit of a novelty at the start, and the fact that they weren't even able to sell it out most nights, and there's only 5,000 people, it became a bit of a joke. And as I said, like, I have nothing personal against the Murillos. I have an issue with maybe the way that they treated some of my friends when they were employed with them. We don't need to go into details there, but it felt soon after that they purchased the team that this was something that they were just trying to make money off of. And the way that they ran it is maybe how they run their other businesses, and running a sports team and a sports franchise is completely different, because it's about the people. Not saying that any normal business isn't, but more so when you're talking about a sports team and your inner community, it's everything. And as you see with other organizations that are able to flourish, and the way that Ryan Smith has taken over, as soon as he got the team, he flew down, took all the guys golfing to the National Golf Course, which is an unreal course. And he said to them, write down on a piece of paper what you need. Whatever you need from me, I will do it, so you guys can be able to focus off the ice and have success, and ultimately have the start they're having. And like you said, man, they got some really good players. Like Clayton Keller, I would imagine that he's a guy who's going to make that Four Nations team.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
He's got to be a shoo-in, and him being a local kid there, you guys got to be so proud of just the way that he's handled and carried himself. He's done everything and poured every fiber of his being into his professional hockey career, whether it's the off-ice training, whether it's like his diet. I know that he's got a full-time nutritionist and chef. He works with a lady here named Coach Dar. Like, we had Nathan McKinnon on probably about 3-4 years ago, and he was very vocal about talking to a sports psychologist to break through and get to that next level. And Clayton Keller has done the same, and he works with that Coach Dar. So everything that he does is to become a better hockey player, and it's showing. And I'm so happy that he got the captaincy, because that's another step for him in his career.
Oh yeah, no, he's dialed in, man.
Yeah.
There's no this kid has been hockey his entire life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And golf.
He's a nasty golfer. Nasty.
Hey, Andy thinks that Ryan Smith looks like a Backstreet Boy, and I said that's a chirp. I said
not a chirp.
I just said he looks like a cool, young-looking billionaire.
He's got the hat back.
Don't backpedal.
It's not a chirp. He was like he's just got the hat backward. He's just kind of like
He's cool.
He's like would be like a entertainer or something like that. He doesn't. I like that he's different than a lot of the other owners. You mean, he just showed up. He's got his girl with him all the time, hat backwards.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can tell he like loves his wife and his family, and he's so vibrant. And it's funny you bring that up. Like, the way I don't think hockey, maybe they have in the past, but currently they don't really have that Mark Cuban. And that's kind of the feeling I get for him, where he's not shy to be the face or a face of the team and be vocal and be very involved. But I think that's what players want to see. They want to see the owner that cares. They want to have an owner that comes down and communicates with them and shakes their hand after a win and thanks them. So I think it's awesome to see. And would you guys agree in a sense of that? Like, when was the last time that hockey's really had a vocal, in-your-face kind of owner? Like in a positive way, and not so much maybe
not
like
a distraction. Yeah.
L.A. back in the day, we had him
Bruce
on.
McNall.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Okay.
He's pretty loud.
Okay.
We're going back.
I'm just
Cam's
thinking.
going back to 1991.
Well, I'm making your point for you.
Yeah.
And Cam, it's a good one, and it kind of like emphasizes like hockey's a little bit more archaic in the way that the owners just stand back and Gary's obviously involved, but in order to kind of catch that new wave of fan and gain interest, I think that everything that he brings from a sports ownership standpoint is a positive thing, and it'd be fun to see a little bit more. I'm not saying go full Jerry Jones, where you're threatening to take local radio guys off the air if they question some of his offseason moves here, but I think it's cool that what he's got going on in Utah, and I don't know, how old is he? Is he like 45?
46, 47.
Not even.
Yeah, he looks like he looks younger than me.
Imagine being that rich. Imagine being that fucking rich.
Oh my God.
Well,
and
Biz,
like owning an NBA team and a hockey team.
Biz, you're on your way.
Biz,
you're on your fucking way.
Yeah.
Who you kidding, homeboy? I'm looking behind you right now.
Are you going to buy a team, Biz? I'm going to start that rumor.
No shit.
The rumor boys.
We've dabbled in ECHL ownership. Did you ever play in the Coast, Cam?
Nope. No, man.
You fucking.
I know. I'm a pussy. I'm a cake eater from Minnesota. Fuck no, man.
He should have.
It's hardcore. No, it's hardcore. You were making American League money down there anyway, so who you kidding?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. With the free apartment. But
it's so funny, dude.
It's great, boys. It sucks to lose a team, but it's in good hands.
Hey, if you're looking for an investor, I got a guy because I'm helping him. He's looking to buy like an American League team or a junior team,
That'd
whatever.
be cool.
Like, he just loves hockey. So like we're trying to find the right. I'm trying to work a side deal with Ryan Suter right now, who just came to St. Louis, trying to get him to sell the Madison Capitals to my guy. He's like, I only want to sell 49%. He don't want to sell 51%.
Yeah,
but I want to be.
He's full owner of the Madison Capitals. Is that a UCHL team?
USHL.
Oh, good for him. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of dough. I think he's made over $100 million in his career.
Oh yeah, no, he's doing well.
But what do you think about the NHL though? Like Andy and I talk about this all the time. Like, do they do enough? Are they marketing the right way? I'll give you an example, Biz. Like, even watching, like, because you need to market in the United States, and we're in St. Louis, and we're watching Sunday Night Football. It's the most popular show going, and they're having all these commercials, and there's commercials of tennis players and golfers and WNBA. NASCAR drivers. Not one hockey player anywhere. And you're like, well, that's nowhere. It was a football game. I don't give a shit. That was the most watched thing going in the United States, and they're not representing
swimmers. They've got swimmers.
Like, you're the most popular hockey player going.
Think about it. You and Steve Ott.
You are.
Otter.
I think from like a global scale, there's obviously room for improvement. I think that in the last 5 years, probably specifically even more so this year with some of the commercials I'm seeing and the way that they're trying to approach it, I think they're doing everything they can in order to take that next step. And that's genuinely, I feel that, like, obviously there's like a lot more interest. There's more podcasts popping up. There's more networks that want to be involved. I mean, we got TNT and ESPN. Amazon just came on for Monday Night Hockey in Canada. They have the Thursday Night Roundtable. So there is a demand for that exposure and that overexposure. And I think that at a certain point, I think if McDavid won a Stanley Cup, I think his personality would shine a lot more and he'd be more interested in doing things like that. And he would be able to be the likes of a person that could break through on that global scale. I just don't think he's there because he's so focused on winning a Stanley Cup. Like, he doesn't want to be the guy on every single commercial, and then all of a sudden you have Sid, who fucking won 3 or 4 Stanley Cups by the time he's all said and done, and he's a Mount Rushmore guy, where the hardware is what matters, right? So I agree with you. Like, should there be hockey representation, considering there's like swimmers? Yeah, there should be, if that's what you're seeing. But I also understand that they're, from a world scale, there's probably not a demand to get hockey players on those types of commercials or that type of FaceTime. You have to grow it from within. And I think that overall, like I said, the league is, with the NHL Media Day, with that the Golden Era commercial, like, I thought that was awesome. Like, passing the torch from Sid to the Bedards and the McDavids. Like, I think they're doing the Winter Classics. Like, they're doing everything they can, man. I mean, if people genuinely just aren't interested, you can't force it down their throats. There has to be somewhat of an organic approach. And that's why they're doing the Four Nations and best on best. Like, the fact that they hadn't had that in 10 years and McDavid and Crosby hadn't played together, yeah, there's some things that are working against them, but they'll get there. I think that overall, boys, like, would you not agree from a parity perspective and the interest compared to 10 years ago, the league is on a heater right now.
Yeah,
no, it is.
But here's the difference, though. It's the player in general is not as marketable, right? I mean, so like pass the torch, you can do all that type of stuff, and it's like the hockey fan loves it. The Four Nations, man, the hockey fan loves it. It's just, you know, you can't force the issue. You mentioned McDavid. Like, I love the behind-the-scenes shit. People can kind of see his real, genuine personality, the fire that comes out with him.
Mention that series.
You know,
yeah.
I love all that, man. I mean, we know the Kachucks, man. I mean, they all have great personality. It's just, they're different, man. Culturally, everything from, if you want to do a side-by-side and compare them to like NBA players or NFL players, it's just not going to be as natural in terms of the personality that they bring out. And the sports aren't as popular from a global, from a, you know, just if you're a CEO of a big corporation biz, you know what I mean? And you want to invest your dollars. I mean, Tyreek Hill or somebody like that, it may be worthwhile to put the money in Tom Brady versus putting it in Sidney Crosby. You know what I mean?
So going back to your original question, like, I sensed like maybe a little bit of frustration. Do you guys not think they're doing enough, or are you happy with where they're at?
No. Hockey's in a great spot as far as the game's concerned. The game's great. Listen, the guys are really humble. Listen, you look at Twitter. They're not you. Look where you're at now because of how hardcore you are. You'd say anything. People are interested in what you're saying. Some people would chirp you, but they're still going to listen. Guys you said McDavid, if he wins the Stanley Cup, is going to change his personality. Dude, I disagree 100%. That's just the way he is. All those guys are very humble, and I get that, and I respect it. But these guys are fucking chirping each other in NFL on Twitter before a game, and people are like, what is this? They're being so candid, and I just think the hockey guys don't do that. And I understand why, but it doesn't help the marketing.
But for instance, like I think that McDavid winning a Stanley Cup would loosen him up more than he's loose right now. I think he does a great job. Like, he does film commercials and he does like collab as much as he can, but it's also more of a point of like taking his free time away in order to do these things. So if his focus and his energy is being put into winning, that is more of a focus that maybe. I'm not saying Tyreek Hill doesn't want to win championships or some of these other guys don't want to win championships, but like for instance,
we don't know what he wants.
That was probably a bad example to use, Tyreek.
Sorry.
But I saw an interview with him yesterday, and he was fucking funny when like they were asking him a question. He's just funny, Tyreek. You know, standing in front of his locker answering questions.
Yeah, but these guys, they're you can't force these guys to be people that they're not, and this is just true. What we have. Yep. This is what we have to work with, and. I don't necessarily know if Connor McDavid is making jokes about helicopter cock like Joe Thornton, that all of a sudden you're going to have more people watching hockey. I don't know. I think that you just have to let the play speak for itself. Mm-hmm. And overall, I feel like the game, especially in the last 10 years with rule changes, with the way these guys are training, the speed, the skill, the goal scoring, I just feel like the product has gotten better, and they have seen growth. So it's like a good debate, boys. Like, are they doing enough? I think they're doing everything they possibly can to grow
well,
it.
Let me say this, and when you say commercials with McDavid, I think those are mostly in Canada. Like, we're not seeing a ton of those down here in the States. And I will say, man, because you do a great job, obviously, with these interviews on TNT and whatnot, but you're more interested, like, you're interviewing Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, like they're sitting on a bench together. They just hit like historic numbers, and you're way more entertaining than they are, you know, in the actual interview. And I just think, to your point, you can't force them to be something that they're not. You know what I mean? So it is what it is from that standpoint. You know what I mean?
And you know, who are current players that are a little bit more outspoken? And like, I noticed that they did a couple like body armor film something with Rempe. Like, to me, those are the guys they got to go after. The guys that aren't necessarily so being demanded to play every night and put up, a goal and assist and play 22 minutes and shut down other teams' top centers. So it's they got to try to go after maybe the guys who aren't playing as much. And I had all the time in the world, boys, because I was a help bomb most nights.
Hey, you
So
know
that's why I was
who's
fucking around on Twitter.
interesting to me right now is Nylander. I feel like he's got it. He loves the attention and knows how to kind of
Swayman.
like. Who's that?
Swayman. It goes back to that series. Like they should ask the PA, like, who are the guys that want to stick out and do something like that? And there should be a piece like that every year, because I bet you that like Swayman's got to be one of the most marketable guys in the league right now based on the way he presented himself in that Amazon series. Same going with Nylander, but he also plays in Toronto, so it's not like he doesn't get that press either.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we'll see who's going to be like. Hockey could desperately use a guy like McDavid, who's also like the biggest clown and character in the world, but we've yet to see that.
The Rangers don't even let Rempe do anything.
No, I know.
He's not even allowed to like.
Rangers are a joke. The Rangers are regular season champs. They're clowns. They won't even let their players come on our podcast.
I
we're
know.
there.
Same here.
I
Sammy
know.
Blais, I don't even think he's in the NHL right now. Like, I know Sammy. He won a Stanley Cup here. I know him like really
Good
well.
kid.
It's like my boy.
Yeah.
He gets traded to New York, and I'm like, he's like training here in St. Louis. He's coming on the podcast. I get a call from the Rangers, and he's not allowed to come on. I'm like, okay, he hadn't even gotten there yet. I'm like, it's Sammy Blais. He can't come on the
Gonna
podcast.
pump his tires up.
So, like that Alexis Lafreniere, can we please talk to this kid?
Yeah.
Who is he?
Yeah, they're a clown show. I'm not the biggest fan of the Rangers.
And Ryan Reeves has good personality.
How about Dolan? As rich as he is, they have the draft at the Sphere and Sphere.
The
I always say it
Sphere?
wrong.
Is
Sphere.
that a schmear you put on your bagel?
That's Sphere.
Most teams, when they were drafting, all it was the draft list. And they didn't have any graphics going on, nothing fun, because he made teams pay if they wanted to, an arm and a leg, to have graphics playing during the dead time at the draft. So like you went there and it's cool, you're at the Sphere, but there's nothing going on the screen. The whole fucking point as to why I showed up. So I got enough to say about the Rangers and how they operate. That's why they're the Fugazis, and I'll stick by that.
Who else is a joke?
That's it. That's pretty much it. I don't like the fact that like Lou and the Islanders won't let Islander guys come on because I don't think Lou's a big fan of Barstool.
Well, he got mad at me when I came on the podcast, your podcast first, when I told that story.
I saw Lou last night.
I told you that, didn't I, Biz?
What? He got mad at you?
Yeah, because I was imitating him, and then I said some curse words, and he called me a couple days later, and it was just, 10 o'clock in the morning, I look at my phone, I have a missed call from him. So I had to deal with that. But that's how he is, man. It is what it is. But
so do you feel guilty when you get off the phone and you feel, oh, I'm sorry. Like, are you kind of just like, man, you got to lighten up?
No. With him, always. With him, Biz,
it'll
always.
ruin his day.
Anybody else, I'll deal with, unless it directly affects something with business. But no, it fucked me up a little bit. But, he's hardcore, man. And he's getting old. He's getting old.
Although he is waiving players like a year into a 7-year deal. Like, if I'm an owner, I'd be like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
That's not okay. You know what I'm saying?
That's
not okay. Engvall.
I think everybody, when they saw that one, they were like, 8 years?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you could have kept that AAV down with 3.
He would have taken 3 times 3.
Yeah. It's really weird.
Instead of 7 times 3. I know. Hey, listen, so what's your main, how are you divvying up your time right now, man? You've got Chiclets, obviously, and you got TNT. How do you prioritize your work life, man? How do you do that? Or is it pretty easy, kind of set schedule day by day, what you're doing?
Yeah, it's I'm in a pretty good rhythm now. It obviously got crazy once TNT got added, and that was new to it. I don't have a wife and kids, so I have a lot of time on my hands, and I really enjoy working. You're the same way, Andy, and like Cam, like you were always a worker bee. We need to stay busy and our mind occupied. So my schedule is usually like Sunday, Mondays, we handle podcast interviews, record the podcast. Sometimes there'll be different ones throughout the week. I would say 1 or 2 weeks of the year, or the month, excuse me, off of my TNT Wednesday, I'll fly somewhere Thursday to go meet the guys, whether it's to do a couple sandbaggers in Florida, capture some interviews, do an appearance, maybe like catch up on like ads that we have to do or film anything we have to film, and then fly back on that following Tuesday to Atlanta to do the TNT Wednesday. So if that isn't the case, then it's, like, for instance, like I'll be here all weekend, which is nice. And then on Tuesday afternoon, fly to Atlanta. I land there, get to the hotel around 9:30, go to sleep, wake up. That's the day of a broadcast. And then Thursday morning, get up and then fly back. And that's kind of my TNT schedule. And then I also add Hockey Night in Canada's. Usually I do about 4 or 5 of those per year, which is fun because I like getting up there. And TNT is obviously a more laid back American style broadcast, which probably suits me a little bit better because I'm a clown and I like to have fun and I don't take it that seriously, or at least part of the time. Like you get to, whereas Hockey Night in Canada it's a little bit more sacred, right? It's a traditional hockey broadcast. And I feel that, that's partly how a lot of Canadians want to take it. And you focus more on all the Canadian teams and snap around. And then also, they have this Amazon roundtable thing going on. So I'll be doing a few of those on Thursday nights. I did get asked to do some of the Monday night hockey for Amazon in Canada, but it was just too much. It would have just been like, and if I just don't want to dive into anything more and oversaturate it to where I can't focus and try to be good at it. So it's crazy. It's fun though, boys. And I'm 39 now, and I could see myself probably ripping to, around 45 to getting close to 50. And at that point, I could see myself kind of slowing it all down and maybe indulging in the family life or that road. So yeah, it's been a fun ride. It's fucking nuts.
So are you single?
Single right now. Yeah. I had a girl for 3 years. Like it was a fun summer. It's fun. Like it's relationships take time and energy, man. And both of you guys know it's hard. I thought I was going to marry the girl that I ended up, we broke up. Like that was someone that I became very close with. We're still very close. We share a dog. She does a lot of taking care of the dog, but it's just not something I really want in my life right now.
Hey, how come I'm not familiar with this Thursday roundtable? Like, what is that? Is that on Amazon?
I think that they're doing it at the NHL Network. I haven't been there yet, but Jans just did it last night. I think PK and Angie Perchillo, and I forget there was somebody else that was there. They kicked it off 2 weeks ago. And it's just more of like I think it's kind of like a red zone style show.
Oh, I heard that. I heard about that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's available on Amazon in Canada. So maybe that's why you haven't seen it.
Well, that's a problem down here.
Yeah, we don't live in Canada.
We don't live in Canada. You gotta build it up down here.
Hey,
you gotta get a salad.
Hi, Canada.
I want to see you guys too.
Yeah. So I think it's something that they were trying to test out, much like how Amazon took over Monday Night Hockey from Sportsnet. Yeah. They're also trying this red zone style show. And Amazon, in my opinion, once the rights are up at the end of next season, I think that they're going to become a major player. And you talk about, are they doing enough to promote NHL and the players? All of a sudden, once you have ESPN, TNT, Amazon, Sportsnet, TSN in the mix, we're talking about 5 major networks here. And maybe at that point, Amazon will distribute the Thursday and Monday night to the States. I think they're just trying to test it out at this point, but I think that they'll get it, and it's just going to be more access for fans, and that's great news.
So are you different when you go on Hockey Night in Canada? Because TNT, you're loosey-goosey, Hank's laughing, Gretz is laughing, Ace is doing his thing. Everybody's cool with whatever you say. You'll say shitty, you'll do this. But once you get on Hockey Night in Canada, you're more like, okay, I got to tone down my personality because there's different levels of your personality, of course. We all have to do that. Do you tone it down for Hockey Night in Canada?
Yeah, I tend to a little bit, and you're also trying to be respectful of other people's space.
Yeah.
Like if I came in there for 5 shows and I'm just kind of acting a fool and like trying to take over, you're just trying to show respect to people who have laid the foundation, and obviously you're trying to bring personality and whatever little expertise I have, but it's like I said, it's just different. It's more traditional, but it's fun. Like it's fun going to do that. And, and I get the same butterflies, if not even a little bit more, because it's out of my comfort zone, but also there's a shit ton of people watching. Like Canada, like, if you're watching my first one's November 15th or 16th, and it's going to be Toronto, Edmonton. Like I'm so jazzed up to get to do that game in Canada. And that's special because then all of a sudden I'm getting texts from my buddies in Canada who don't get to see the American broadcast.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's definitely different, but that's why I said and why I like branching out and doing different things. I like to test my brain and do different things.
Yeah, listen, I love what you guys are doing on TNT.
God, yeah, man.
I've had Liam on my radio show before a couple times, man. I love talking with that guy. He's
cool.
He's a great host for what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
You got Wayne, St. Louis's finest. He's one of us. He's our guy here in St. Louis. Yeah. Wayne.
Yeah.
And then Hank.
I think his mother still lives there, right?
Yeah.
His mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law, yeah. Yeah. Or he's got family here for sure.
Yeah,
he's here a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Janet's mom, I think who's living.
Yeah, yeah. And then you have nobody's cooler than Hank, man. He's just like he's so cool, And then you got like Ace. I didn't even know his nickname was Ace. Like, were you familiar with that? That was his nickname? Like he's like, hey Kaner, it's Ace. And everybody's like, wait, who? So that was always his nickname? I never knew that.
I never played with him. So like obviously when I started to work with him, it's just like, I got Ace, and then and Hank too, and I feel like well, first of all, Liam and Ace are such seasoned vets. Like they really helped like anchor the show early on, and Liam's got a crazy motor, and obviously those guys have a great personality, which I feel was maybe being hindered a little bit at NBC. Like they were like a little bit more structured and your turn to talk and more of a traditional broadcast. Where like Liam's a funny bastard, man. Like he's quick. His mind's going a million miles an hour, and he's able to just like direct all this traffic. So he's a true pro and he's also become a friend of mine. And as far as Ace, like he has that experience too. And I feel like Hank, each show is just opening up more and more and more to where like now he's like chirping all the time, and you're really starting to see the real Hank where, early on, I think that just like I said, I think he wanted to be respectful and, maybe not, come in swinging. And that just like speaks to the person he is. Like all those Swedes are like the nicest guys ever, but like angry Hank now, and his goalie breakdowns and just the way he looks and how he dresses. I really think that like he's been such a huge add for us with the loss of Taka, because that was a tough one. Like I loved working with Taka.
Oh my God.
He loved you. Yeah.
I loved
learning. I loved learning from him all the time, where every time there was a goal, he'd be able to, these little intricacies of the game that he would teach me. It was a fun time.
Yeah, no, he was a natural on television, man.
Yeah, he was great.
Listen, he's part of like the coolest crew in the league, right? Like him and Chief and all these guys that they like, that they're tight with. Keith Jones, all these old school cats that hang out together, man. They're really cool. Do you ever get shit?
Yeah, Jonesy was with us too, right? So we got to have him, Edzo. Boosh is on with us now, but yeah, the people that TNT brought in and those guys you just mentioned, it's a boys club, it's a fraternity, and yes, those are the alphas, as we like to call them.
Man, the alphas. Scott Mellenby, I'll give him a shout out here. He's
Scotty
tight
boy.
with all those guys too, man. All those old school Philadelphia Flyers.
Shit kickers.
Hey, do you ever get shit from the league though? Have they ever they gotta love you, man? Yeah. Because we're talking about like the players really, they're kind of reserved. You bring a different element in terms of your personality compared to what people probably are used to traditionally in hockey. Do they leave you alone, or have they ever gotten in your face about something that you've said before?
Yeah, so obviously at TNT early on, I think I probably had talked to them probably about 4 or 5 times, and I think just over time, I think that my line has like shifted to hopefully, which is a good spot, and I think that they've also become a little bit more lenient, knowing that it's all in good fun. So I think we're at a great place, and I think that it just goes back to hockey and everybody just being so respectful and concerned about image, and that's okay too. So yeah, there's obviously been some phone calls and some pee whacks along the way, and but yeah, they've been awesome and they've been very lenient. They try to treat me like the dumb young brother.
But the TNT doesn't care,
like, come
though,
on,
right?
Biz, you can't say that.
Yeah, but TNT leaves you alone,
there's
don't
been
they?
a few times. Yeah, there's been a few times where they've been like, maybe not that. It's like, okay.
What about if you say something on your podcast?
Yeah.
Do they leave you alone based on what you say on the pod?
So there was obviously like they never like jumped down my throat about it. I think they were just kind of like checking in and like about the Babcock stuff. And it was more about like it was more of a conversation of like, I am so grateful for everything that you guys have like provided my life with TNT and stuff. But like, if this is something that you want to hop off now about, like, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't like, you're going to have to understand that the podcast is number one. Like, that's my wife. If you want to be the side piece, sure. But like, this is who I'm married to. I put in like 100-hour work weeks for 6 years to build this. Like, this isn't something that I'm just going to say, oh, okay, TV. Because like, I think that sometimes people think like, oh, television, where it's just like, well, there's a landscape that's changed, and there's other ways, like the internet. I mean, ask Dave Portnoy what he thinks is more lucrative, internet or television, right? Mm-hmm. So that was a kind of like a spot where it was, I think that they understood that, okay, yeah, like this guy is very committed to his podcast and his life there, where he's willing to work with us over here, but like it won't be at like maybe like the expense of like, oh, I won't say something about the Babcock situation because I have a TV gig. It's just like, we're a players podcast. I was asked to mention it on the podcast by a player that this guy is still doing this, and I'll go down swinging with that. So like I said, they weren't like, you need to delete that or stop doing that. They're like, hey, like this is kind of like a pivotal moment in a fork in the road as to like how this is going to go. And I kind of that's where I was able to kind of pour my heart out and say, this is how I see it. If you don't see it that way, that's fine. But this is my life. This is where I live. And it's great that it all works now. That's what I want. I want all of us to be able to snap around, and that's happened. We did the Chiclets cast with them. We're looking to do more. And now it's just in an awesome place. And that's why I'm just so grateful for TNT and Chiclets and everything that I've been able to do in my post career, guys.
How's RA doing? Is he going to come back on? Like, what's
RA's? Yeah, I hope at a certain point, it was just kind of a point where we just wanted him to just like go get better. And like, there's way more important things in a hockey podcast in life. And he was dealing through a difficult time. And I hope that when he's, I hope at a certain point you guys can get him on the podcast and talk to him yourself about it. Like, I don't want to divulge too much out of respect for my colleague and a guy that I would consider a friend. It's just, sometimes you got to take a step back. It's been a lot, man. This guy was a janitor before he did the podcast. So all of a sudden, all this is coming your way. It can be a lot to handle at some points.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So we just want him to get better, and we'll support him through his time off. Like he's Gucci. He's nothing will change about how he's being taken care of or how we look at him. And his spot's always there when he's able to come back and do it.
Yeah, we'll get him on.
Yeah, man.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We should get him on
we're
at some point, and hopefully he takes care of whatever he's going to take care of. What was that like, though? Go ahead.
He's like. He's the fabric that ties it all together. Like we have G, who's a younger guy who loves hockey, who played growing up, who, you know, all of a sudden he's in a dream job and he's able to be a great producer and he's got that experience. So he provides that element for us where he's great with the social media and direction of where we should bring it all that way. You know, obviously Witt was a stud offensive defenseman who has all the credibility in the world, played with Sidney Crosby, ran a power play. He was a number 2 defenseman. I'm the goon fighter who was the clown in the locker room, who's a single guy. And RA is he is the casual fan. He's the blue collar. He is the most relatable person on our podcast to our fans. Mm-hmm. So with him, he ties it all together. Would you not agree that like, RA's like the buddy who's just like, you got too fucked. He's being silly here. He's being silly there.
He's
like,
great.
You know, he's bitching about the fact that they can't work out the network situation like most casual fans would. So he is the fabric that ties it all together. And when he's at his best and he's on the podcast, I think that's when we're all at our best.
Yeah. My wife loves Witt. Listen, no offense, she doesn't even know what Spittin Chiclets is. She doesn't even listen to our podcast, but she came to the draft. She came to the draft with me in Nashville and we were going to Cape Cod like the next week. And we run into to Witt on the street, man, and I'm like, "Hey, we're going to Cape Cod." He sits down and lays out our whole trip for us. And like, my wife was just like, they're talking for like 20 minutes. I'm like, "Hi guys, I'm over here," you know. So, but he's cool as shit, man. You got a good partner there.
You guys have to, you not laugh your balls off. I think Witt's one of the funniest guys in the world. The way he's able to deliver a story, how quick he is. He's highly intelligent. He's able to absorb a lot in real time. And his delivery on his stories is second to none. He's like Bill Burr.
Nah, he's awesome, man. I knew that even when I met him back in like 2005 during a lockout in Wilkes-Barre. He was cool as shit. We all partied together. But I like when he goes back and forth with Dave Portnoy. And I was going to go with Barstool, and I don't know how much time you spend in the offices and whatnot, but like I remember just seeing videos of you and like just people are just filming you. Sometimes you don't even know. Like when you're working at Barstool like that, somebody's filming you, you don't really realize it. They fucking post it. You say something goofy. Like, do you ever get pissed about that? Does that happen?
I think you just kind of are aware when you're there. Cameras are like everything's on the table. We actually, it's funny you mentioned that. So they just opened there a few years ago, probably about 2 years now. They had the Barstool Chicago office. Yeah. So they have the NYC office, and Big Cat is from Chicago. So they are all the whack pack of the sports guys now have moved to Chicago, and the office is incredible. It's huge. It's like a playhouse. I would assume it's probably maybe 100,000 square feet.
Wow.
And we filmed a reality show there that's coming out in December. It's called Surviving Barstool. So maybe just a knockoff of Survivor. And we were there, and I spent almost a week at the office. So speaking of what you're talking about, we lived there. There was cameras around 24/7, and you're just being cutthroat, trying to vote people off. And myself and Witt partook in that, and that'll be coming out. So you'll get a really good idea if you're somebody listening, what it's like to live a day in the life of Barstool. Just a guillotine. It's fucking nuts.
I got my guy. Who's the funniest guy at Barstool, in your opinion? I got my guy. He's not a hockey guy.
think that there's a lot. There's a lot. So I think that from a comedian standpoint, I think Francis is very funny. He's very proper funny, very like high intellect. I want to say he went to Harvard. He does stand-up. He does music. Nicky Clicky. Nick, I think his last name's Tourney. Him and KB No Swag have really good chemistry together. I think that is it Sasquatch? Not Sasquatch. I forget the kid's name. Who is your guy? Who do you like?
Fucking Stu Feiner, baby. That's my boy right there. Is the funniest fucking guy.
You kind of look like Stu.
Oh!
He is.
He looks goddamn good. Dude, he's a sexual tyrannosaurus. I hope I look like him at his age. He's the funniest motherfucker at Barstool, dude.
He's got the 15-minute rule, 15, 15, 15.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
Eat ass for 15, eat pussy for 15, and fuck for 15.
Dude, he had a crazy life. He's fucking hilarious. You should go on that. Well, you're so fucking busy, but like Wick goes on there sometimes. They, when they do all the betting stuff. I forgot the name of it, but God, he's all over the place, man. Brings that energy. Stu Feiner, a little shout out.
There's some guys that are funny, man. I can't even tell you what
know the guys
their names
about.
are, man.
No.
And I can visualize him right now. I think he's a funny guy. Hey,
the man, and his energy is unmatched. I don't know how he has a motor that big.
I know.
Who, Stu?
Yeah. So did you listen to his interview on our podcast?
Yes.
Incredible story. If you haven't listened to it, go like how he was a gambling god. He put like all of his life savings, and then all of a sudden, like the internet was basically created, and it fucked with his telephone gambling business, and he lost like millions and millions and millions.
Oh, shit.
He was spending money,
and has obviously clawed his way back. So just and that movie with Al Pacino and Matthew McConaughey is based off of him partly. Like, or in large part about his life, like 75%.
It's crazy.
Biz, what was your reaction to like how the Panthers were like kind of shunning RA and all that on the ice? Like, I thought they were kind of joking, but then I know some of the guys I was asking, like, they were pretty serious about it. They weren't happy. You guys are all like rooting for Edmonton and whatever. How did you read that whole situation?
I think Witt made a comment. He goes, like, if I just won the Stanley Cup, it's the last thing I would care about. I think it was more like the Kachucks didn't feel like they had the support from RA after he'd been rooting for them. That's kind of what that personal beef was.
Yeah.
But, we were being clowns and silly and enjoying the ride as fans. Like, I was being a fan. I didn't really give a fuck. My job at TNT was done, and we got roped into the whole Edmonton vibe when we were there. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's all water under the bridge now. I think that RA being wasted on the ice with a choke collar, like trying to interview like Barkov and Kachuk, was maybe a bit much. As he likes to call himself a journalist, I think we use that term extremely loosely with RA, because I don't think journalists get fucked up and go down on the ice and interview guys. That's kind of not something they do. And like, he was slurring words and fucking up names too. So it was obviously unprofessional to a certain degree. But it's, like I said, it's water under the bridge now. And it was a funny time, man. It was a crazy, crazy time.
Sean Thornton, like, I thought he was joking, but he had that look. He had that "I'm gonna fuck you up" look in his face, and I've seen that a couple times. And I'm like, damn.
They're serious.
I'm like, wow, is it like they just won? Like, everything's happy. Isn't it happy? Who gives a shit? But they were fucking hardcore, man. It was interesting.
Hey, are you really
that's one guy I wouldn't want to get his bad side.
No.
He's cool, man.
He's cool as shit.
He's doing good too.
Are you really a Leafs fan?
I love Torts.
Are you really a Leafs fan? Like, is this like something? Is this a bit? Or are you like really a Leafs fan?
So I grew up as a Leafs fan. Like, I had all the memorabilia. I wouldn't go to as many games as Buffalo Sabres games because it was cheaper and it was closer, and they were giving us away Buffalo Sabres tickets at
more seats available.
Our local bank. Our local bank would just like be like, hey, we got extra tickets for the game tonight. My dad would bring me, and I love them. I think my fondest memories growing up. I mean, I remember when Gilmore got high sticked. I remember some of their runs where I think it was Jeremy Roenick ended their season when he went top cheese when he was doing the sprinkly toes on the ice. I think this is probably the best team that they've had on paper. Maybe not since I've been alive, but probably in the last 15, 20 years. Like, this is they got a great team. So I love them. I mean, it's hard being a hardcore fan when you're playing in the National Hockey League. Like, you put your fandom aside and you focus on the team who's paying your fucking mortgage. But since I've stopped playing, it's been a fun team to root for, and I like being a fan of them. And it just so happens they have all this core four and this unreal storyline. And, you know, it's just this team with all these Ferraris and they can't seem to get the job done. So it's fun to be on the wagon now because at a certain point it's going to turn.
No, I know. Hey, give me a name of somebody you haven't interviewed that you really want to interview. Like, is there somebody you haven't had a chance to talk to yet? Because I've got a couple.
Andy's gonna
I
steal
would
him.
like to talk
Just
to
so
Mark.
I can call him and book him on the show next week. Just let me know who it is so I can get him on next
boys,
week.
You guys do incredible interviews, and there's so much crossover. So the stories that you're able to extract might be way different than the ones that we end up extracting. So that like, I remember I think we ended up dropping what was it, Kelly Chase or something. I remember you guys were texting me. You're like, "Oh, we're dropping Chaser," and it's
The
like,
same
"Oh, who gives a
day.
shit?"
Same day Chaser.
That's a chaser move.
That's
though.
a chaser move. We thought we were fucking you over.
No. And also he was promoting something that was very special to him, man. He was recovered from cancer, and he was having that amazing alumni game, bringing all the boys together.
Why didn't you come? Why didn't you come?
Scored in that game.
Where
homie.
were you? Why didn't you come to St. Louis?
We would have fought again.
I would have picked you up at the hotel again, Biz, and driven you through the hood and got everybody a little nervous. Pasha was a little nervous in the back seat driving through the hood.
You should be.
Remember, I picked you guys. I didn't know where I was going, dude. Yeah, for the All-Star game, I picked you guys up to the hotel, and I didn't know where the fuck I was in
that's
downtown St. Louis.
He doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember.
That's right. I would say as far as guests, it was probably higher than a kite. I would say Mark, because Gordie Howe is no longer with us. I think Mark Howe would be a great interview.
Dude, we did the best interview with Mark Howe, and I actually called Grinelli. I was like panicking because our guy like lost the interview.
They deleted
it. He deleted it.
Yeah.
And
we've done that before.
Yeah.
I asked you, has that ever happened? I think I asked you at the time, has that ever happened? So Grinelli was like, got me in touch with somebody who could maybe recover it from a card. Dude, it was the best interview. We're going to get him back on, but it just, you can't recreate it after you do it for the first time.
That's the worst feeling in the world. We interviewed Ray Whitney for an hour and 20 minutes. Like you just said, it was incredible. Couldn't recreate it. And then we got word that they'd lost him and Mike Keenan.
Keenan, that's okay. He just denies everything anyway.
Yeah, people are chirping
I love
us.
Keenan. He's funny, man. But he's not even trying to be funny. We just had him on again, and it's like, hey, did this really happen? So and so says this. Like nothing ever happened. It's like everybody's lying, you know. So it's fucking funny.
Once we get him back on, he's got the book that just came out. I'm not going to let him, because I would agree. And the one that we had him on, he was a little bit reserved, where you were like, oh, okay, maybe the story isn't the way that I was told. But it's like, no, you're full of shit. You're just not saying the truth right now. So I'm going to fucking grill him when we get him back on the way that he used to grill his players.
Exactly.
There's a couple white whales out there that we would like. And one that's kind of just recently retired would be Big Buff. But he didn't do a goddamn thing.
We've tried. We would go to him too. Dustin Bufflin would be incredible.
Yeah,
that would be.
Do it like fishing on a boat.
Yeah,
we asked him to go ice fishing when we were in Minnesota, and we interviewed a few other guys. We were in there doing it. We did. Who was the kid we did from? He used to play for the Wild. He played for Anaheim too. He was telling stories about Randy Carlyle just running his show. I think it was. Is it Ryan Carter?
Yeah, Carts. Yeah, I played with him in Devils.
Yeah. We've had
hilarious
him on radio.
Yeah.
Another guy would be Brent. I'd want to interview Brent Burns, but I told him I want to do it on his ranch.
Yeah, in Texas.
At the ranch.
So we interviewed him at the All-Star game in San Jose, and he talked about his ranch in Texas. I wanted to go do a Road Warriors episode where I go live on the ranch and like hunt with him, and we cook the meat. Like we do these fun. Actually, you know who I just did one of those episodes with? Was your boy Scotty Gomez.
Yeah, baby. What's up, Scotty? He's fun, man.
He's coaching the Surrey Eagles in DC now. And Bud, I think that Scotty Gomez could be an NHL coach one day.
Listen,
he's so smart.
When he came to St. Louis, he was like, and he wasn't here very long, But, you know, he's one of those guys, and obviously Cam has known him for a long time, but you can get to know very, very quickly. Like, he's got that personality.
Yeah.
But, dude, he breaks shit down like I'd never, you know, some players just have it. You know what I'm saying?
He does.
He has the ability to break. He would, like, go against everything Hitch was doing at the time, you know?
Yeah.
But he would do it in an entertaining way, but he also knew his shit, man. I agree with you. I think he could be a great coach if he really wanted to be.
I think if he wants it, he can coach in the NHL one day. He's doing it with Mike Motto there as well, who has more of a defensive mind. So they work really well together. And it was a pleasure going to see him work with these kids. So here's a couple funny ones for you. So every time he comes in the room, they all stand up and salute him like he's a general. So I was like, oh, you're just doing this today to like get a few laughs out of me. And he's like, no, they do this every day. And when I first got there, I walked in the room and he had a picture of Lou, like grumpy looking Lou it was a framed picture. And I'm like, oh, you got Lou in the office. He goes, oh no. He goes, that's when I have the kid in and it's not going to be a good meeting because he's, you know, maybe going to get a bit of a pee-pee whack. So it's got the frown. And then he pulled out the frame where there's a smiling Lou, where if it was going to be a good meeting. So he's got the two photos. And I thought it was just awesome how he's paying homage to Lou, and he loves him. He loves him like a father. He calls him all the time. Like he consults him on a lot of stuff. So it was an awesome day to spend with him and how he's nurturing these young kids to be professionals.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Lou will send you down smiling and frowning. I've been through both of those, so I don't know what that means. But man, oh man,
I don't deny it.
He is an intimidating guy.
Lou told me when, because I remember like when Cam got traded to St. Louis, I called Lou just years ago, and he traded him for Bryce Salvador. One of the worst trades in Blues history.
He was leaving.
Salvador comes on and becomes the captain. No, but loved having Cam here. But
Thank you.
Lou told me he cried when he told Cam that he was getting traded. He cried, got emotional.
That's what I do.
No,
that's what I do. I make people cry.
You could see it like tears dripping down.
But that was the rumor. I didn't see. No, it's all good, man.
And then he brought him back to New Jersey.
It all worked out, man. Shit.
Hey, man. Thanks for doing this,
You're the best, dude.
We could have gone on for another hour, but I want you to go enjoy that house. You need to put some damn furniture in there, and then we're going to do a cribs episode, and I want you to put a pool in there. Where's the pool?
No, yeah, you need to pimp that out.
Get a damn pool.
Get a pool, Biz, seriously. 110 degrees. Oh,
it's
there it is.
In right there.
Oh, yeah. Son of a bitch. Oh, that's bitchin'.
Is it going to have, is it shaped like a pink Whitney bottle?
Are there going to be women over there,
No,
Biz?
but it's... No, there'll be a pickleball court over there, and then a gondola, a fun pool. It's a cool spot. I'll walk you guys around for a hot minute.
Which part of town are you living in?
Yeah, where you at? What's your address?
Are you in Chandler? You're in where are you at?
Scottsdale.
Oh
yeah.
There's a
nice
kitchen.
And cheap. Oh, that's cool, man. Wow, that's all yours.
It's a dope pad. It's a Benny Gonzalez. It's a Floyd Wright disciple, and it was a complete gut remodel. Like we sandblasted all the ceilings. Like I'll show you guys my organ. So this is the front entryway right here. So
who helped you design it? Who helped you design it?
Two girls, Jennifer and Jamie, mother-daughter, and then they're obviously like the builder, and then we got a landscape architect. Check out this organ cactus.
Oh dang!
So you got this fun little hallway that like walks to. I have an office, but my desk's coming later today. Here, I'll show. It's fun. This is my office here.
Oh, cool, dude.
So you got the chair there. Done. If you want to interview anybody, the desk's gonna go right there. Mm-hmm. You got the TV up to have notes for the pod, and it's a dope little pad, man.
Hey, how often do you guys do your pod where you're together, or do you do it like remotely most of the time?
When we're on the road, like I talked about, when the once or twice a month where we end up together, and I'll walk out front to end this.
It makes a difference, man, when you're together, doesn't it?
Oh, you can snap it around. We've gotten really good on Zoom though, together, and I'll walk you guys out. This is they did a great job. The landscapers did a hell of a job. So you got like all the vegetation.
Oh, look at that view. God damn.
Look at this tree.
Oh, that's That's bitching. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's fun.
Watch out for
And we
them
got this-
rattlesnakes.
Hey, watch
Yeah.
out for those mountain lions coming down from the hill,
Hey,
too.
I'm not gonna lie to
Yeah.
you though, Biz. Your commercials are fucking great, dude. Just so you know,
Yeah.
they've
Which
all been great.
commercial?
The glove commercial.
No. The
Oh,
first
the
off,
Watson gloves?
Yeah.
that was unbelievable. The Pink Whitney to that, and then you got the new one out on NHL Network where you find a way to have your shirt off in the shower, baby. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I get the game.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing. I love it.
I'm single again, boys. I
Yeah,
gotta find
dude.
out-
Do
I
your
love it.
thing.
Well,
Or get
hey,
one of
can
those
you-
sex robots from Elon Musk. They're coming out. They're 30 grand. Check that mug
Oh,
out.
that's it? Oh, can they cook and clean?
But they look like a robot.
I love that. Well, boys, I appreciate you having me on, and thanks for bumping back, and keep doing your guys' thing too, man. And I hope I see you guys in the flesh at
Let
a
us
certain
know.
point. Are you guys gonna be at the Winter Classic?
Yes. Dude, I'll be up there.
We'll be around, dude.
yeah.
We'll be around.
We should do a fun little collab interview with you boys.
Yeah.
I'd love it, man.
We'll golf with you. We'll do whatever, dude. Let us know.
Let's set that up because it's obviously Blues and Blackhawks, man. We'll be there for sure.
Yeah.
You guys, yeah, maybe we can get a sandbagger in at some point.
Yeah.
Fuck. Cam is so bad at golf.
It'll be good content. Just it is what
Actually,
it is.
I'm terrible. I'm
It'll
probably
be
worse
good
than I
content.
might be worse than him.
No, we know you are, but it'll be good content one way or the other. That's all that matters. Biz, you're the man,
love it.
dude. Do your thing,
Thanks.
dude.
Thanks
Love you,
so
buddy.
much for having me,
All right.
boys. Love you,
Right
boys.
on.
Appreciate
Right on,
it, man.
homie.
Keep buzzing.
See you, dude.
Love you.
See you, buddy.
The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy.
Troy, Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. Hope you enjoyed that interview with
Biz.
Biznasty, brought to you by Hat Launch,
It's our
baby.
boy.
Hatlaunch.com. Get those hats and get them today. Get the shirts as well, man. Shirt Launch.
Shirt launch too.
Hat Launch, Shirt Launch. Got this hat from Hat Launch. He can make a hat for you too. Any business out there, anybody, softball team, bowling team, hockey team, baseball team, football team, you want to represent your brand, get everybody on the same page. Every hat tells a story, man.
Yeah, it does.
Hatlaunch.com. Call Danny Boy today. Get yourself some new hats with Hat Launch. All right, so Elon's the most interesting man in the world.
Yeah, he's one of them. Probably the most interesting guy in the world. Whether they like him or not, he is.
Is Biz the most interesting person in hockey?
Probably. Yeah, Paul Bissonnette's the most interesting
What
person
stood
in
out from
hockey.
the interview?
Oh,
Great house, man. I want to come out and party at that house, actually.
Yeah, you
Hang
know,
out.
what stood out to me is he's just everything that if you're doing what we're doing, you want to be in a position like he is.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning you have so much going on that you pick and choose. You could be yourself and even be over the edge, and no one could do much unless you get too crazy, which anybody could say crazy. But he's at a point where he could say what he wants. He could pick and choose what he wants to do. He travels where he wants to go. He could pick and choose what partners he wants. Like, he is in such a goddamn good situation. And he played 115 games less than I did in the NHL. And now he's on top of the world, and we envy him, man. And he's keeping, and Spittin Chiclets, to be honest with you, him and Witt, those guys, like, they keep fucking hockey relevant more than anybody else does.
Yeah.
They do. More than anybody else. They keep
Yeah,
they get these guys-
others try to.
They
man.
try to, but they keep hockey going, dude. They truly do.
Mm-hmm.
And they paved the path for guys like us, man. We're different.
Yeah,
we
they
do our
did.
own thing.
They did.
So people listen to us. People
And
listen
I
to
think
them,
that's why we have a mutual respect with those guys, because
course.
they know we don't try to be them. You know what I'm saying?
No, we
I,
just-
I feel like a lot of people who come in, they listen. They're like, "Hey, you see what Chiclets has done?"
well,
And
this
like,
is a recipe that works.
and
yeah.
so it's like we got to try to be Chiclets.
Good luck. You can't. You know what I mean? You could be something different. You could be something different.
Yeah.
Everybody. Could,
Or you can be yourself.
Yeah.
You
This
can
could
be. You can be.
being yourself could be different.
You can be you.
Let's be you.
You can
but
be-
maybe you's not fun.
What about for you?
For you on Twitter, I see a lot of sexual things on there
Oh my
too.
god! But Biz, man, so much respect for that guy, man.
Yeah.
And he's cool. He's a good guy.
Totally cool.
Good person.
He's got
man.
cool plays. Guy's good setup. He's single.
Whitney's cool too, man.
And RA. He said to get RA on.
Yeah,
okay.
we're gonna have to get him on.
I'll get him on.
Yeah,
100%.
because RA's, I think, taking like a little sabbatical.
He's
right
going
now.
through some things. and
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like we've all have.
Well, they had that run, man, through the Stanley Cup playoffs.
a lot.
They really get
God, they
into
were
it.
everywhere. They were everywhere, man. That's a lot.
That's
You're
a
just
lot.
gone. Like, if Witt's got kids too, like, that must be tough just to be on the road all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was doing that, Kate could probably come with me. We don't have kids, but
Mhm.
if we're on the road, well, I'm going to be on the road a lot, but it's, hell, I could fly Kate to, some of these
when
cities.
you have days off, yeah.
Yeah, I got days off in Toronto. Carlo Koyakovo, I might be calling you just so you'll know, homeboy. We'll be in Toronto.
Carlo's
for a
the
while.
best. He sent me a funny text this morning
hilarious.
because he saw he was like, Ty's got better hands than Cam.
That son of a bitch. Never mind, I'm not texting you.
I told him the story of when Cam came out.
Andy posted Ty, but he deleted the second half of that video.
No, this was a different people were
Why'd
sending
you
me
post that one?
videos. I'm not putting that one up there. That one's god awful. God awful. Should I be embarrassed of that?
No, because it's not out.
Well, one person put it out, but it's not.
They don't. No
but
one's
it's not out.
It's not out. And
Thank
I'm not
God.
going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Would
to
you send that out
I could
on
have
a
clipped
group text?
I could have clipped that off. Yeah, because it's petty. It's not like her. It's every hockey parent would look at that and laugh,
Mhm.
and so I could send that to everybody on Bluesers right now, and they laugh their ass off. Well, I'm not going to do that because I don't do that.
Yeah.
If it was you, I would have.
I told her.
I'm not doing it to Lawyer. I'm not doing it to Lori.
I go, Matthew Tkachuk scored the game-winning goal in overtime in the Memorial Cup, and I don't think Chantel,
No.
was hyperventilating.
I scored a goal when I was on a 2-way contract in 2013 where I scored like 3 goals in 4 games.
Mhm.
And Kate was watching with all her friends in Jersey when I was in New York or wherever it was. And she got teary-eyed because I stayed up for another 5 weeks and made like $100,000 more in our life. And she still didn't react like that. Like that directly affected us financially.
Hey, she loves her kid, okay?
I know. No one said that. No, you don't have to see. That's where Andy's defense mechanism. He loves her. Yeah, I know. It's just funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
So, all good. I'm not going to do the impression anymore, though. I have a headache. I don't know how. Whew.
All right, listen.
Man, that gave me a headache.
Firstforum.com/Cam
Yeah, let's go. We got an interview
Get
coming
there
up.
and get there today. Use our link. You got to use our link, though. Firstforum.com/Camstrip. We'll have another giveaway coming up very soon. And they've got a great thing happening, too, as we get closer to the holidays. Don't wait for the holidays, after the holidays to get healthy, okay? Start it now. Start it now. Illinois Recovery Center.
Chris Bondoff, Eric Conley, Swansea, Illinois.
Hell yeah.
Get it done and get it now. Call me, call them, and set up an appointment, and they will take care of you. Insurance, all that stuff. They got a warm bed waiting for you at the Illinois Recovery Center. Love all you guys.
Yeah. Hat Launch, we talked about them. Hatlaunch.com. Call Danny Boy. Do it today. Proper Cannabis. Cam is Strict
Get that
20.
mind right.
Use our link. Sparks Hockey, baby. Don't let you know
Don't
who
let Psycho Seth
ruin your season.
ruin everything.
And just ruin
Weirdo.
everything.
He's going to work for NASA.
No. Use the promo code Cam is Strict. It's going to save
psycho.
you more money than Black Friday and Cyber
Psycho.
Monday. Shilly Plastering. Turn your backyard into an absolute oasis. Bench Clears, benchclears.com. Shilly Plastering, by the way, make the best pools, just so you know.
Damn right, baby.
They
we
put
love all
that
you
Pebble
guys.
Tech technology with the 5-year warranty.
We love all
Blue
you
Note
guys.
Roofing. 314-920-5713. They do everything. Gutters,
love all
soffit,
y'all.
fascia.
Feisty.
Gutters.
Gutters.
Roofing, baby.
Roofing.
Bench Clears, benchclears.com. Get those blankets. Check those out because fire season's here and the hoodies, the windbreakers, dude, they've got stuff for the fall. You can wear these tanks over a hoodie too and represent your team.
Hell yeah.
Benchclears.com.
Love you guys. Biznasty, what's up?
Say hi to Anushka.
Anushka, what up, girl?
Say hell yeah.
Hey, yeah. Yo, yo, yo. All right, guys.
Say hells yeah.
Hells yeah. We'll see all y'all. We
Cam
love
at
you.
Bellman, you get no.
Jesus, Andy. Swinging dicks. Everybody knows
Say hi to
that.
Danny Boy.
Danny Boy, what up? Kenny, Dale, love you guys. Troy, Missouri. Right, Highway 40. They got all kinds
Buick
of stuff.
GMC, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Cam's looking at that Jeep.
I want that
Small
goddamn.
wheels, 2-door, soft
Dude,
top,
check out
pink,
The Grand.
flames on the
Let me
side.
like actually help them
you're-
out.
Yeah, you're just
That Grand Wagoneer is unbelievable.
incredible.
It's unbelievable.
And
Grand
ask
Wagoneer.
about the sushi and flavored water as well. Biznasty,
creative.
man. Thanks for joining us, dude.
See you,
we
Biz.
appreciate
See you
it.
guys. Love all y'all.
See you, Biz. So you said?
Yeah, I'm looking at Biz. He's probably listening.
Hey,
See you,
follow
Biz.
us on all. Subscribe to everything. Tell the people to subscribe and everything.
Subscribe to YouTube
Yeah.
too, by the way.
Yeah.
You can watch this
Yeah.
stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. Thanks for all the support.
Love you guys.